It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly update from the IHSAA Commissioner himself, Bobby Cox. Now for the inside scoop on what's happening day to day with the IHSAA. Here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Bobby Cox.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Bob Lovell with our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Bobby Cox. And Commissioner, congratulations to you, your staff, the member institutions involved in the 46th Annual IHSAA Football Championships presented by the Indianapolis Colts. It was a fun weekend. There were some record-setting games, and frankly, I think in 5 of our 6 championships, we had really, really solid football.
We did, Bob, and we extend our congratulations to all 12 schools that participated to get to the state finals. Thank our sponsors, the Indianapolis Colts, and then everybody at Lucas Oil Stadium. Just a great tournament. Attendance was up about 7,000 from the previous year. As you mentioned, some record-setting games, great competition, great coaching, student-athletes playing hard, and all in all, a very nice weekend for the association.
Yeah, we come into these, and we always look at it from a standpoint of, you're good to get to this point. The game should be good, but different competition, different players, different circumstances. Sometimes we don't get a great number of good matchups, but this particular weekend, like I said, we had a quadruple overtime, a record setter. We had games go down to the end. We had one possession types of games in most of the games we played, which, in addition to the attendance record, I just think this was as good a show as we've had in a while.
I agree with you, Bob. And I thought, other than the 1A game, we had some really competitive games. We had some really, really interesting matchups. The game, West Lafayette game, was a really fun game for me to watch because it was like the last team to have the ball was going to win the game.
Yeah, exactly.
And when West Lafayette scored with under a minute, I turned to some of our student advisory kids and I said, I think that's too much time. I'm not sure that they can stop Evansville. And one more play, I don't think they would have.
I think you're 100% right. And you know what? The other thing, we talked about it last week. We have a couple of new teams, a couple of teams that never been there. A couple of teams that hadn't been there in a while, but you brought up a great point. The West Lafayette Memorial game was literally one of those back and forth games. Nearly 90 points scored in this game, over 90 points scored in the game. And then on the other end, in the 4A game, which people are still talking about, and they should, quite frankly, in the 4A championship, Dwenger and Evansville Central go scoreless through regulation and the first overtime, and the first time ever you've had a game in the championship to go past 2 overtimes, which results in a 4-overtime win for Bishop Dwenger.
Well, I thought it was really interesting. You got 2 schools from virtually opposite ends of the state that were almost identically matched. Mm-hmm. They played hard. They defended each other. It was hard to score the ball, and we finally got a victory for Dwenger at the end, but it was a really fun game to watch as well, but just the opposite of the West Lafayette game.
We've never had a situation like Warren Central has had in this calendar year, Commissioner. Undefeated football championship this year, undefeated boys basketball championship last year, girls championship, all in calendar year 2018. It is a phenomenal accomplishment for the Warren Central Warriors.
It really is, and their administration, their coaching staffs need to be congratulated for what they do with those young people. They have them at a very high level right now, and a lot of positive energy on the east side of Indianapolis, and congratulate Warren Central and their whole community for what they've done in basketball and football.
Boys and girls basketball now in full swing. We say this, it will not be long before we're having a pairing show in girls basketball, as crazy as all of this is.
You're right. It's just like we get in the fall. We talk about how quick it goes. Well, the winter goes just as fast because we have this little holiday break here in December coming up, and people kind of go to these tournaments and so forth. And once we get past the first of the year, now all of a sudden we're looking at pairing shows and tournament draw and ready to start playing all these tournaments. And in addition to our basketball programs, we've got swimming going on, we've got gymnastics going on, we've got wrestling going on. And so it's a good time for high school kids and a good time for our fan base.
He's the commissioner of the IHSAA, Bobby Cox. This is our weekly conversation about all things IHSAA. Commissioner, it's been great talking to you. I look forward to our conversation next week.
Thank you, Bob. Appreciate it.
Thank you for tuning in to tonight's game. Your game is coming up next. But here's some information from the Indiana High School Athletic Association.
6 easy ways to become an MVP. And by MVP, we mean most valuable parent. Like all of us, the parents of high school athletes tend to protect their children from adversity, or they overly involve themselves by advocating for their success. But when they do, they're negating the value of participating in high school sports. Among other lessons, high school sports teach teenagers to take nothing for granted, how to overcome obstacles, and that an extraordinary commitment of time and effort is required in order to reach goals and experience achievement. High school sports also encourage independence and self-sufficiency, attributes that are needed to be successful in life. It's natural for parents to love their children, and it's important to support them in as many ways as possible. With this in mind, here are 6 easy ways that you can be the MVP of your child's high school team. Number 1, attend your children's games as often as possible. Nothing demonstrates interest and involvement more than being there. And be sure to invite Grandma and Grandpa to come along with you. Number 2, cheer for all the kids on the team, not just your own. Here's a test for you. Do you know all the players on your child's team? Could you say hello to them by their first name? Embracing the entire team is a great way to show that your interest is sincere. Number 3, be a resource for your child's team. Does a teammate need help with transportation? Is the team trying to raise money for new uniforms? Is someone needed to organize a pizza party before the tournament starts? Maybe you can help. Number 4, try not to criticize the coach or the officials in front of your child. Hey, you're human, and there may be times when you need to vent, but be careful when and to whom you do it. Criticizing the coaching staff undermines its credibility and tends to put your child in the middle. And games are seldom won or lost because of an official's call. Remember, coaches and officials are objective. Most parents are not. Empower your child to talk with the coach about concerns. Everybody wants more playing time, and understandably so. But encourage your children to have that conversation with their coaches instead of you doing it for them. Giving teenagers the confidence and conviction to speak up for themselves is one of the greatest benefits of participating in high school sports. Number 6, focus on the life lessons your children are learning, not on win-loss records or how many points they're scoring. According to the NC2A, only about 2% of all high school athletes win a sports scholarship, and the average value of it is less than $11,000. But every child will benefit from the lessons they've learned as a result of participating in high school sports for the rest of their lives. It's difficult being the parent of a high school athlete. There's far more emotion and social pressure involved than is ideal. But if you follow these 6 pointers, not only will your children love and respect you, but so will their teammates and coaches. And you might even be named MVP. Thank you for your support of high school athletics in Indiana. Stay tuned now. The Indiana SRN game is next. Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Basketball here on Indiana SRN. The JV game's not finished. We're here at Andrew Smith Court at Warrior Fieldhouse on the Covenant Christian University campus. And I'm thrown off by the fact that JV's still on and I'm not standing on the court. But it's a Circle City Conference matchup tonight between the Roncalli Rebels and the Covenant Christian Warriors. Covenant Christian comes in 1-0. They didn't play any at all this week. The last time they played was November 20th against Bethesda Christian, facing a team tonight in Roncalli who comes off a huge conference win last night at Guerin Catholic, 61-47. Back-to-back nights, first conference game on the road. Going to be interesting. Covenant wants to get up and down the floor. Roncalli wants to take possession. It's going to be an interesting style battle here as we are set once this JV game ends and we can come up and start our broadcast tonight. But for now, I'm going to send it up to Thad Van Deventer, my broadcast partner, for the rest of the Corn Holmes pregame show.
Thank you very much, Sean. And that's right, Thad Van Deventer and Sean Kroll here with you on Indiana SRN at Warrior Fieldhouse, Andrew Smith Court here at Covenant Christian High Schools. As Sean mentioned, Roncalli coming off the victory last night over Guerin Catholic to move their record to 1-1 overall on the season. Covenant Christian coming in tonight. Their last contest, as he mentioned, November 20th, the victory over Bethesda Christian, 77-65. The Warriors coming into tonight 1-0. After that victory last night for Roncalli, they moved to the front of the line in the Circle City Conference standings at 1-0. Covenant Christian, this will be their first contest within the conference, so they look to get out to a hot start. Roncalli, with a win tonight, moves them to 2-0 in Circle City Conference play, putting them ahead of the rest of the pack, if you will, moving through the season. Sean joins me up here up top, and when we're looking at these two teams, as you mentioned, it's kind of a difference in style. You got to take the first game kind of with a grain of salt for Roncalli. They were at home against Perry Meridian. Head coach Mark James has moved over from Ben Davis to Perry, and he has been known throughout the years to play a slower style of ball, so very few possessions in that game for Roncalli. Sped it up a little bit last night against Guerin Catholic, kind of got into their rhythm, into their flow. But for Covenant Christian, they're a team, when we talked to Coach Flatt earlier this week against Bethesda, they had 80 offensive possessions. They want to get up and down. They're going to full court pressure. They want to pick that tempo up, and Coach Flatt is hoping that tonight they can utilize that as an advantage with Roncalli on the second half of a back-to-back.
I think it really benefited Covenant Christian from the fact that they got a lot of transition buckets against Bethesda Christian because they didn't shoot very well from three-point range, like you said, 2 of 27. So they definitely, that's something that they want to get locked up tonight and shoot better, because this Roncalli team is going to be fundamentally sound. They're going to crash the glass. They got big bodies. They got a height advantage. So do they want to try and run the legs out of Roncalli, having had a huge conference opponent last night in Guerin Catholic on their home floor, back-to-back nights, running up and down? Is that something maybe that Coach Flatt wants to start early? Dictating tempo, I think, is going to be the key to this game tonight.
The other thing that I find interesting, I know it's just December 1st, which is awesome because December, Indiana, basketball gets ramped up, and it's awesome. One thing to look at with both these teams, Roncalli, they've got 2 games under their belt. For Covenant Christian, just 1. These are basically brand new varsity squads for both teams. Roncalli last year, 8 seniors on a squad that won a ton of games in their few years together at the varsity level. And then for Covenant Christian, they've been playing younger guys as we've seen over the past 2 years, but this year they are not starting a senior tonight. And in this game tonight, 10 starters, just 1 senior on the floor, which is unbelievable to think about in a conference game like this. Such a young squad on both sides.
Well, some of the stats we got from Roncalli is the first time since 2012-2013 that all 5 starters started their first varsity games in their first game this year. So you know the youth is out. And so that's why I think a lot of this on the road in the second game of a back-to-back comes into play, because they really haven't had to handle that pressure of doing back-to-backs as starters, having played a tough conference opponent in Guerin and now playing against a team that wants to get up and down the floor. But at the same time, you've got the youth of Covenant Christian. Can they take advantage of it? Do they have the ability to do that against an opponent that they know is going to be really tough and fundamentally sound in Roncalli?
Yeah, one thing I think you also have to look at, we talked about not only younger squads, there is a little bit more experience at the varsity level on the Covenant side of things than the Roncalli thing. But one thing you got to look at too, the guards for both teams, the primary ball handlers for both teams are just getting their feet wet at the varsity level. Johnny Brunk for Roncalli, the younger brother of Joey Brunk, who's over at Butler now, former Southport Cardinal. He's a sophomore. He's stepping right in. He's the point guard. It's his show here for the Rebels. And then for Covenant Christian, they're going to have a couple of ball handlers tonight, but you're looking at Coach Flatt's son, Trey Flatt, primarily will be the guy to institute and get the offense going for the Warriors, also a sophomore. So you got two sophomores with a lot of pressure on them here at the varsity level.
Well, luckily Trey Flatt got a lot of minutes last year with this team as a freshman, and it helped, especially with Jordan Webb now being off to greener pastures. And, as we talked about with the SID of Roncalli, you think about the fact that Michael Wantz has been here 17 years. This is only the third time he's let a sophomore be the point guard and run the show for them. That says a lot for, A, what his program does, and B, what he thinks of Johnny Brunk. Trey Flatt is one of those kids that definitely needs to get off to a strong start shooting. If he starts off slow, he'll start to force things. Maybe a year of maturity has helped him. Maybe another year of football has helped him. He played a lot this year at tight end. Can he get in and help out in the rebounding? I'm interested to see who is the guy, if Roncalli decides to pressure the basketball, who on Covenant is going to be the guy to take over and handle the basketball.
Yeah, you mentioned Johnny Brunk as a sophomore sliding in to take over for Coach Wantz. The last two guys that he had to do that, pretty good players.
Yeah.
Jimmy King, who's at UIndy right now, had a stellar 3-year at the varsity level career for the Rebels. And then Corsaro, him and his sister are the all-time leading scorers on each side of the gym there at Roncalli. He's the all-time leading scorer for Roncalli men's hoops. His sister, Lindsay Corsaro, the all-time leading scorer for Roncalli women's hoops. That's a pretty good duo right there.
And I think Jimmy King's second, is he not?
Jimmy King's number 2.
Yeah. So that's pretty good company.
Not bad. It's not bad.
With. Yes, it is.
It's not bad. Okay, let's put your coaching hat on now. All right.
Okay.
Let's put your coaching hat on. So when you're looking at these things, we talked about, Covenant, they want to get up and down. Roncalli, they want to, not that necessarily they won't run, they're just going to be a little bit more methodical, kind of think Wisconsin-style basketball. But when you're looking at this contest today, for Covenant Christian, not a ton of size up front. They've got a big guy, Roncalli does, down low. If you're Coach Flatt right now, where do you want to go on the defensive end of the court to try to slow down Roncalli? You've got to still try to speed the game up because that's what you want to do, but you've got to be leery of the big man down low.
You do, and I think that's where the three-point shooting comes into play. If you can knock a couple of down early, that will stretch the defense some and draw those guys away from the big guy down in the middle. But I think transition may help them early as well. That helped them against Bethesda. They never got out of their shooting funk against Bethesda, but also maybe even getting a couple of big buckets down low against, Daniel Asher, 6'7", is the guy we're speaking of. Maybe get a couple of misdirections, nice little, hey, come down the post, dish to the guy driving to the bucket, get some easy buckets, get some confusion there, but make no mistake, Roncalli will try and lock you down defensively and make you take bad shots. And that's really what Covenant has to fight against with their young team, is taking the right shot and not just a shot. They've got to take good shots tonight if they want to beat Roncalli.
They shot just 40% from inside the arc against Bethesda. As you mentioned, 2 for 27 outside of the three-point line against Bethesda. You're going to have to shoot a lot better if you want to compete with a 4A team with the skill that Roncalli has.
And that's the beautiful thing about the Circle City Conference is you've got classes all across the board. You've got Covenant, who's 2A. You've got Guerin and Brebeuf, who are 3A. You've got Roncalli, who's 4A. But yet they're conference rivals, and they're going to go toe-to-toe every night. So this is really a good test for Covenant to say, you know what, if we can stand strong at home with these big guys, that's going to do nothing but help us come tournament time.
As I know you've heard me say before, that's one of the reasons that the Indiana Crossroads Conference is one of my favorite conferences in the state of Indiana. You've got teams from the football ranks and in basketball. You've got 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A. They all compete against each other. Now, a bigger conference, Circle City Conference only with 5 teams. But what does that do for your team when you get into tournament play? You've seen so many different styles. You've seen so many different talent pools. You've seen so many different skills out there. You're ready for whatever that tournament bracket looks like, whatever that draw looks like for me. You're tested, and you're not going to freak out. Your players are not going to freak out when they see that come early March.
And you're playing against a lot of kids who you've played with for a long time. You look at the north side with Brebeuf and with Guerin and with Chittard. Those pool of kids, they're all drawn from the same pool of kids. they know each other. Covenant and Roncalli, those kids know each other as well. They've been around the block, whether it's Brownsburg, Avon, Greenwood. They know of each other. So it's not just a conference rivalry, it's a pride thing as well, which makes it all that much better when they come head-to-head on the court.
Roncalli from the south side in Perry Township, so a lot of these kids familiar with each other from there. Also, a lot of the Roncalli kids that attend Roncalli High School are coming from the Southside Catholic schools, so they do play CYO. So even at the younger age groups, 4th, 5th, 6th grade, they're still going up against the Brebeuf and the Chittard schools that are also participating in CYO. So, I mean, it's not going to freak anyone out. They've probably played against each other 1,000 times before, but now you've got the varsity jersey on, and they're keeping score on a big scoreboard here in the big field house.
Well, and Roncalli has to feel good. Last night against Guerin, they're at home, and they're tied 27-27 after losing to Perry Meridian. They've got to think, wow, what's going on? They really came out and blitzed Guerin in the third quarter, unlike the previous game where against Perry Meridian, they went almost 12 minutes without scoring a bucket. So that made them feel good. How does that translate into tonight and with the lineup that they've got? I mean, we had one small change in the starting lineup where Asher now is in the starting lineup for Roncalli. He's their big guy down low. 11.5 points a game, rebound. Covenant has to have an answer for him because you've got to imagine they want to start running the offense through him in the beginning of the game.
The other thing that I think is very cool about this matchup is this is just the second year of the Circle City Conference, so the second year that these two teams have ever played. Last year, a big-time win for the Rebels. It was a rout for Roncalli, 90-47 over Covenant Christian. That game at the Woodshed on the south side of town last year. But when you look at the coaching matchup, Coach Wantz, he's been at Roncalli for 17 years. This is his 17th season on the south side for Coach Flatt, his 14th season over here at Covenant Christian. It's really cool to see guys in the coaching ranks that are not only in the coaching ranks for a long period of time, but for a long time at one school. They've got the program and the way they want it, and things just kind of run through their pipeline, and they feed these kids up to the varsity level.
Well, the great thing about the guys like that is they can start at the varsity level, then lay the groundwork and build backwards to middle school and to CYO. And then they got that feeder system that brings those kids up into their program, and they know how they want to play. And that's how you build a good quality program, which both these teams have done. I mean, you look at the banners we've got here. Andrew Smith played here, Andrew Smith Court, in the opening. They played in the state title game, I believe, when they were Class 1A. So they've had some guys that have come here and played through. And Roncalli, as we talked about, with Jimmy King and those other guys that have come and played here, they are quality programs who have had quality kids come through it, and then that all goes to the coaches.
We were talking about it before we came on the air, but we were looking at the Roncalli schedule. They're going to go down and play at Floyd Central here coming up in a couple of weeks later in December. That's because head coach Michael Wan spent some time on the staff at UIndy. He was an assistant coach there. Head coach at Floyd Central, Todd Sturgeon, he was also an assistant coach at UIndy back then, so they've got that relationship. So Roncalli's going to make the trip all the way down to the river and plan a one-day shootout against Floyd Central and Lanesville down there as well. So kind of cool to see how everything always, somebody always knows somebody, right, Sean?
The coaching ranks, they know each other all over the state. They know each other.
Everybody knows somebody. Real quick, before we take our first break here on the Coron Homes pregame show, I do want to send a shout-out to my old high school coach, head coach Joey Hart, now at Linton Stockton High School. His 300th career victory last night as a head coach, just the 43rd coach in Indiana high school history ever to do that. And I would be very strong to tell you guys that I was responsible for 2. Of those 300 wins, I was responsible for 2 of the 300.
All right, I was responsible for 0. All right.
I'm 2 more. I'm 2 better than you.
Well, yeah, you actually played high school varsity basketball. I did not, so that's not saying much.
All right, so we're going to take our first break here on the Coron Homes pregame show. Coron's manufactured homes since 1955. 1-800-624-9399. Coron Homes. This is our Coron Homes pregame show. We'll be right back here on Indiana SRN.
In today's fast-moving business world, effectively marketing your company takes hard work, creativity, and the right team. With over 40 years of experience, PIP has been enabling companies large and small to find success in achieving their business objectives. We understand the challenges our clients face. That's why we have a variety of print solutions suited to fit your every need. Whatever your printing request may be, From a quick turnaround on a company brochure for an upcoming trade show, a direct mail piece that needs to be designed, printed, and mailed, to complex marketing projects, PIP is sure to have the right print solution for you. Nothing grabs attention like a well-crafted sign. It can transform virtually any surface into an eye-catching experience, boosting your marketing appeal. From banners, posters, floor graphics, and window decals, to wayfinding and yard signs. We not only help with sign design and getting it installed, we also integrate them into your overall marketing strategy, designed to help you win. PIP also provides best-in-class integrated marketing solutions to help you make the most out of your next campaign. Our approach to marketing ensures that your strategy is seamlessly executed across all media, online and offline, so your business always looks its best. At PIP, we understand it takes a team to achieve business growth, and that's why we're here to help. Get to know PIP and let us make your world a better place.
Back here at Warrior Fieldhouse, it's a Aquarian Homes pregame show. Thad Van Deventer and Sean Kroll with you tonight. The Rebels of Roncalli from the south side travel to the west side to take on the Warriors of Covenant Christian. And we broke down kind of our matchup already here in the first segment here of our pregame show. Now let's take a look at the upcoming schedule here for Indiana SRN. And then after Sean kind of looks through that, then we'll go over the rankings within the state of Indiana.
Thank you very much, Thad. As you know, there is another game tonight. Heritage Christian at Ritter. The boys are playing. That's audio. Monday, December 3rd. It's a doubleheader, boys and girls varsity. Greenwood Christian at Bethesda Christian. On Tuesday, we've got 3 big games. Traders Point at Indiana Depth. That is a boys game. Heritage Christian right here. Covenant Christian girls varsity game. That'll be an excellent game. And Park Tudor versus the Heritage Christian boys, who are off to a 4-0 start. Wednesday, December 5th, North Putnam, I'll get that right. Sound like Keith there, Putnam. At Covenant Christian, that's a boys game as well. And then Thursday, December 8th, another great matchup here. The Cathedral girls come in to take on Covenant Christian. And then another girls game, Greenwood Christian at Edinburgh. That is the week before Friday on Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
I'm going to add a couple of things because I want to get to the weekend that's upcoming on Indiana SRN.
Yes.
There's a couple of highlights that I want to look at. Number one, next Friday, you got a girls-boys doubleheader, Heritage Christian at Chittard. You can listen to that here on Indiana SRN. Next Friday night, I'll be broadcasting once again. I know I'm working hard, but it'll be the coach and I, Traders Point and North Vermilion. And then Saturday, the game of interest, Friday night, the game of interest here on Indiana SRN. To me personally, you've got Southport at Bloomington South. The Cardinals going south to take on the Panthers. Former Southport head coach Kyle Simpson has taken his family back to Bloomington. He's an assistant coach now for J.R. Holmes at Bloomington South, so that's going to be a cool matchup with Bloomington South and Southport next Friday. And then if you're into high school girls basketball, you got to get to Warrior Fieldhouse next Saturday afternoon, or you've got to tune in to Indiana SRN. The Linton-Stockton Lady Miners will be here to play Covenant Christian in a rematch from a game played last December. The reason of this is a huge interest in the 2A level of girls basketball. The Lady Miners, 7 consecutive wins. JV head coach for the Lady Miners, Garrett Van Deventer, my brother. Head coach for the Lady Miners, Jared Rimmel, my good friend. The Lady Miners on a roll here early in the season.
You said coaches know everybody. Sounds like you know everybody.
I know everyone. I know, but I've only referenced people from Greene County, so that's what happens.
that is true. Wednesday is a webcast, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, next webcast is on Wednesday. It'll be me and Mr. John Herrick with that for you, so join us on Wednesday for that contest.
All right, let's look at some of the polls coming out. The first coaches poll came out on November 28th, and for those of you that don't know, that lumped all classes together for a top 20 poll. Warren Central got 19 of the 21st place votes. Carmel is number 2. Center Grove with a huge win last night against Cathedral got the other first place vote at number 3.
They were down 10 entering the fourth quarter, come back to win that game at home.
And they scored the last 13 straight, I believe. Cathedral is 4, Ben Davis 5th, Lawrence Central 6th, Culver Academy 7, Floyd Central 8, Hamilton Southeastern, go Royals, 9th, and Zionsville 10th. And Thad, I will give it to you for the AP polls.
AP polls, let's start in 4A. You've got Warren Central, the defending state champions at 1, Carmel 2, Cathedral 3, Center Grove 4. As Sean mentioned, that's probably going to switch upcoming next week. Floyd Central down by the river, led by Kobe Barnes, in at 5th. Jeff and head coach Joe Luce in at 6th, and then a tie at 7th. Ben Davis, South Bend Riley, Zionsville, and then Valparaiso at 10.
Did you see the shot Isaiah Thompson hit last night?
I did not.
They have a giant Z at half court. It was Steph Curry-esque. It was from the edge of the Z, the volleyball line. Just pulled up, drained it.
Hey, sometimes when you're feeling it, you just it's like on Happy Gilmore. He's feeling the flow. He's riding the bull, and you're hot. You just let it fly.
Heat check.
Heat check.
That was a heat check.
You just let it go.
Yes, you let it fly.
You feel the flow.
But now what about 2A?
2A, Westview at number 1. Andre and the Fighting 59ers in at number 2, 2-0. Head coach Bradley Stangel's got a nice group up there. Kyle Ross, remember this name, Sean. Kyle Ross, just a sophomore at Andrean, already getting some looks at the Big Ten level. Kid can really play. If he fills out, should be about 6'7", 6'8". They run this old swing offense that they used to run at Wisconsin under Bo Ryan. Kid is a player.
I wrote his name down.
Tipton at number 3, Covington at 4. Covington moving up now to 2A. LaVille at 5, Southwestern of Hanover at 6. Heritage Christian here from the Circle City Conference at 4-0 to start the season at 7. A tie at 8, Shenandoah and Forest Park. Forest Park, last year's 2A class runner-up. And at 10, Indianapolis Howe. Howe just at 1-1 on the season, but they lost their opener to Cathedral last week. Howe, I expect Howe's going to have a Howe-like year. They're going to have 5, 6, 7 losses when they enter the tournament. That's because they're going to play all the top competition here in the city. And when they enter that 2A bracket, they're going to make some noise.
I'll tell you what, if you want to watch some good basketball, get to the city tournament here in town. It is fantastic basketball. We had the championship game last year, which might have been one of the best basketball games I have ever broadcast between Cathedral and Howe. It went to overtime, and it was fantastic.
The one good thing here in Indianapolis, when you've got the Marion County tournament and you've got the Indianapolis City tournament, the beautiful thing that they have done is they have put their championship games and their semifinals on separate days. So if you're a basketball fan, you can get out and watch a lot of hoop with a lot of good teams here within the city limits.
And there's a lot of good basketball games tonight. You look at, we just talked about the fact, Southport had a tough game last night. They're hosting Ben Davis. Can Center Grove come back after the big win last night, travel to Bloomington North, and get another victory? Fishers is at Mount Vernon. Garrett Catholic has to regroup when they go to Hamilton Heights tonight. Cathedral at Brebeuf. That is a fantastic basketball game as well. Lots of great basketball in the state. Get out and check out your local squads and support the kids.
Sean, do you know what happened on this exact Saturday of this weekend 4 years ago?
I do. We called a last-second game winner. Well, you did. I listened, but I was there.
At Southport Fieldhouse,
yes.
It was Ben Davis against the Cardinals, and Malik Bennett, the senior guard at that point for Southport, hit a 3 from the top of the key at the horn to give the Cardinals the victory. They went on to be ranked number 1 in the state of Indiana after that, or later in the season, I should say. So it was a huge, huge victory. Sean and I were on the call. Maybe we'll have that tonight.
That'd be fantastic.
Let's
I would
relive
love that. I am all for that all the way. Last-second shot, can't go wrong with that. Those are exciting.
Let's get back into our contest tonight. As I mentioned, the Roncalli Rebels traveling here to the west side to take on Covenant Christian. Our head coaching matchup, as we mentioned, Michael Wantz, the head coach of Roncalli, his 17th year at the helm of the Rebel program, 242 wins overall, 118 losses. For Covenant Christian, head coach Scott Flatt in his 14th year, 136 and 154. Last year, the Rebels were 18-7 before they got bounced in the sectional. For Covenant Christian, 8-15 for the Warriors. They're going to try to flip that around this year, looking to be in the positive in the win-loss category by the end of the season.
It's going to be a fantastic matchup here. I'm really curious to see which tempo wins out, because that's really a key. As we see, everybody talks about keys to the game. We could do the same keys every night, really. Rebounding, free throws, 50-50 balls, and tempo. And any game you go to, that's going to be a huge part of what happens. But tonight, I think more than any, tempo is going to be super important as to who comes out on top. Because Covenant, if they can get out and get rolling, that bodes well for them. And if they need to hit some shots early.
And if the Warriors can force some turnovers, get some easy buckets.
Yes, so easy buckets would be nice. They only shot 58% from the free throw line last night. Need to improve upon that as well.
Got to do a better job shooting the basketball than they did at Bethesda, as we talked about. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Warriors do here on defense, because they got to turn that defense into offense.
That is the truth. As we get set, you have been listening to or watching, the Corn Holmes pregame show.
There's no greater anti-poverty measure than to give a person a job. That helps them start to change that trajectory.
Morales Group is a full-service staffing company that provides temporary labor in the Indianapolis, Central Indiana market.
It was a challenge that was given by my father. He wanted me to give back much more than I had been. Then I realized that when he said more, he wanted me to see how I could give more. And it wasn't just in money, but in time and in services. And that's how the Morales Group was created.
I started off at Morales Group as an intern. I interned for 3 years before going on full-time staff here. What I love most about Morales Group is that big family aspect. I come from a big family in Mexico, and since the company is continuously growing, I feel like there's always a new member of the family that I get to know.
We're willing to give. We're willing to serve others, and we're not expecting something in return.
Come talk to us. We would love to work with you.
Warrior Fieldhouse about ready to be rocking here tonight, and we're going to bring it to you here on Indiana SRN. Thad Van Evener and Sean Crawl with you. The Rebels of Roncalli over here at Covenant Christian to take on the Warriors in a Circle City Conference showdown. Starting lineups being announced here, and we're going to do the same. First for Roncalli, as you can see on their screen. One of the guards, number 11, 6'3", junior Aiden Looney. 4 guards in the lineup tonight for the Rebels. Number 14, 6'2", senior guard Jacob Denny. Also at guard, number 30, sophomore at 6'2", Anthony Donahue. And the fourth guard, number 5 on the road. That's going to be 6'2", sophomore Johnny Brunk. The big man in the middle for the Rebels, number 32 at 6'7", a junior. That's Daniel Asher. For Covenant Christian, they will also start 3 guards in their starting lineup and 2 forwards. The guards in the backcourt, 6' sophomore number 3, Trey Flatt. One of the other guards, sophomore number 11 at 6 foot, Ben Bradley. And the third guard, a junior, number 14, 6 foot tall, Cameron Schurig. The 2 forwards, Sam Fulbright at 6'2", and a junior, he's going to wear number 22. And number 23, a junior, 6'4", Noah Hedrick. Couple of guys of note in this contest coming into tonight, Anthony Donahue and Daniel Asher for Roncalli, both averaging double figures. Donahue at 13.5 per game, Asher at 11.5 for Covenant Christian. Just 1 game under their belt. Cameron Schurig with a huge night in their season opener against Bethesda. 21 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 steals for him. Also for the Warriors off the bench in game number 1, Gus Chinkamba. 13 points off the bench for the Warriors.
As if Schurig didn't do enough, 5 assists.
It's not bad.
That's pretty good.
Like I mentioned in our pregame video that we sent out that went viral on social media tonight, Sean.
It blew up.
I said that Covenant Christian wants to go up and down like Golden State. Why do they want to do that? They've got guards that can handle the ball. They've got some guys that can shoot it, and their nickname is the Warriors. They're the Dubs. You got to get up and down, Sean.
That makes sense. But however, the thing, Roncalli, they're not like the running Rebels of UNLV.
They're not. That's
they're
good.
Not. The red looks more like the Wisconsin and the Bo Ryan Badgers, and that's kind of the tempo that they want to run. Smart basketball, get the guys in motion, make good passes, get good shots, and we're ready to roll.
Fresh uniforms this year for both squads. The Covenant Christian in the white, green numbers and letters trimmed in black for the Rebels of Roncalli. Red, navy letters trimmed in white, and we're underway. It's going to be Asher and Hedrick in the center circle, and the Rebels have the ball to start the game. They're going to throw it out front to Johnny Brunk, where he's going to be guarded out there by Trey Flatt. That's the sophomore guard matchup we want to see. Brunk on the drive, swings it over to the left baseline, puts it up. That shot is no good. Tipped up, rebound still loose, and finally brought down by Fulbright.
Man-to-man defense to start for Covenant. Let's see what Roncalli brings out.
Flatt pushes it up now to the left wing. A deep three, and that's all net, and that's Noah Hedrick.
From way downtown.
Quickly down low to Asher. Asher in the paint, one dribble. Now he's going to swing it out. Tapped away. Flatt's on the deck. Ball is loose. Can he save it? It's going to be Roncalli basketball.
I'm really surprised that Asher did not go strong to the hole with the one-on-one matchup. He had the height advantage. He kicked it out for the shot. Should have went strong to the bucket.
Donahue throws it into the backcourt to Brunk, and Brunk moves it to the left. Now he's going to throw it top of the key. Now they throw it to the right wing to Donahue. Donahue pivots. Now they're going to swing it back around to Brunk. Brunk looking down low. Tapped away by Flatt. Brunk gets it back. He stepped on midcourt. Late whistle. There it is, over and back.
There's your first turnover of the game. Great pressure defense by Flatt. Twice now, knocking the ball out of bounds and forcing that turnover.
Flatt's going to bring it up. Man-to-man here from the Rebels. That's Schurig with it. As I mentioned, 21 points in their opener. Hedrick looked at another three, didn't take it. Now on the drive, into the paint's going to swing it out. Now they get it, and it's a three ball way off the mark. No good. Ball batted out of bounds, and it's going to be Roncalli basketball.
I'll tell you what, Trey Flatt has given them a lot of energy so far tonight. He's everywhere around the basketball. Can he keep that pace up? We'll see. Here comes the full court pressure.
Looks like it's going to be man pressure here from Covenant. Let's see if they try to trap out of it. Donahue's going to break it by himself. Now he throws it up to the right wing, and that's Denny. Denny, a little pull-up. That's no good. Asher battling down low, and it's going to be out of bounds off of Covenant.
Well, you would have liked to see Denny, and I'm sure Coach wants, use the backboard, son. Off the glass would have been a much nicer shot.
Got to use that glass out there. Use the bank. It's open.
Go home and put in a videotape of Tim Duncan.
Brunk to trigger it in, gets it into Asher. Asher facing up at 15 feet, leans into the defender, offensive foul.
Great job defensively there. Did I just say videotape?
Yeah, videotape.
DVR, YouTube, whatever. Tim Duncan, master at kissing off the glass. Great defensive intensity so far by Covenant.
Probably YouTube. Maybe some kids out there may have to use Google, the old Google machine. But you can find some Tim Duncan highlights out there.
You can find some Tim Duncan. He was fantastic.
Also, take a look at his days back at Wake Forest.
Yes.
Just a suggestion. Just a suggestion. Flatt's going to bring it up. Throws it left there to Schurig. Schurig splits the defenders into the paint. Scoops it up with the left hand, and he scores.
Pretty nice move, splitting the defenders up and under.
Brunk's got it now in the backcourt. Going to try to get a trap on him there in the corner. He swings it around. Now on the drive is Roncalli. Scoops it up with the left hand. No good. Rebound, bat around. Asher's got it. Double team. Nearly throws it away. Now picked up by Donahue. Throws it to the right wing on the drive. Puts it up off the glass. No good. Rebound batted around and finally taken in by Hedrick.
There's a lid on the bucket for Roncalli.
Hedrick puts it up with the left hand. That's not going to go. Donahue, and this is the tempo that Covenant Christian wants to see. Up and down.
It is.
Donahue gets it short corner as they swing it back to him. Left wing, 17-footer, good.
Nice ball fake. Got him up in the air, went around him, knocked down the bucket.
Schurig on the drive, kicks it out flat for three. I think it was deflected and picked up by Roncalli. Donahue on the drive. Flat tries to strip him, puts it up, no good, but he's fouled.
That will be on Fulbright. Nice job by Roncalli getting the ball down quick. They do have
a couple of good opportunities so far, getting the rebound and getting out in transition, but a great move here by Schurig, up and under with the left hand.
Nice job of splitting the defenders right there at the elbow, gets him into the paint, and then he can finish. First free throw for Donahue, up and good.
So if you haven't noticed yet, scoreboard's down in the bottom right-hand corner, 5-3 with 5.5 to go here in the Kim Mountain Pest Control first quarter.
Second one for Donahue is good. 1 point lead now for the Warriors as Trey Flatt brings it across midcourt. Flatt working out front against Looney. Throws it to the right. That's Fulbright with it. Now down to Schurig. He loses control. Picked up by Asher. Here come the Rebels. Back to Asher. Asher, one dribble, drops it off to Donahue. A little shot fake, and he's fouled. He'll go back to the line.
Is that going to be the second on Fulbright? It is.
Number 2 on Sam Fulbright. We'll see what head coach Flatt wants to do here. And he's already sending someone to the scorer's table. Looks like that's going to be Jonah Bronger.
The school record-setting running back, Jonah Bronger.
Donahue's free throw is good, and Sean, you are right. And for Bronger, he's probably just now maybe starting to get his basketball legs under him after a long football season.
A lot of these guys, Trey Flatt and Ben Bradley as well.
Second one for Donahue, good.
4 free throws here early for him.
First lead of the night here for Roncalli at 6-5. 3 minutes gone here in our first period. Hedrick's got it. Throws it top of the key to Schurig. Schurig hesitates, now swings it out. Nearly losing it there is Hedrick as he regains it. On the drive, carry. Another turnover there for Covenant Christian.
Interesting. For as much pace as we've had, low scoring so far. It's been tough to get buckets. We've seen 1-3 for Covenant Christian, a tip on another one.
Brunk's got it in the backcourt. Little pass fake. Now he swings it over to Looney. Looney's going to bring it across midcourt. Top of the key. Now they throw it over to Denny. Denny on the drive, puts it in, and he scores.
Wow, nice strong over Jonah Bronger there.
8-5 now the Roncalli lead. Rebels starting to settle down just a little bit on the offensive end.
And getting buckets keeps Covenant out of transition.
Hedrick now right wing. Swings it over to Schurig. Schurig between the legs, hesitation, now backs it out, shot fake. They swing it over to Bronger. Bronger on the drive on the baseline, all alone, and he lays it up and in.
Nice move to the hole with the ball fake. Here comes the pressure again.
Bronger had 6 points in their opener against Bethesda last week. Brunk working against Flatt. Now Brunk into the paint, puts it up, no good. Battles for his own rebound, gets it. He's underneath the hoop, tries to throw it out to Donahue, and it's going to be a turnover out of bounds.
That's the thing, too, about the pressure for Covenant Christian. They've got to make buckets to get the pressure to get it set in, as we've got a line change for Covenant Christian.
You know, Sean, if you want to get into your hockey analysis, this would be a good time to try that with that line change coming up. And look at this move there from Bronger.
Fantastic. He's a strong kid. They're going to try and get him down low and post up with these big boys.
Buckley in number 4 for Covenant Christian, as is Ethan Maudlin, number 10. We'll get you the rest of the subs here as Gus comes into the game as well.
Chikamba and Shelton, the other two.
There's Bronger. Now they're going to throw it left over to Maudlin. Maudlin hands it off there to Shelton. Shelton now over to Chikamba. Chikamba waiting. Now Bronger on a little curl cut. Going to swing it out. 17-footer from the baseline. No good. Rebound Donahue for Roncalli.
That was a great look for Covenant. Just couldn't knock down the shot.
Brunk's got it down low. Kicks it out to Asher. One-handed pass to the corner. 3-ball, no good. And a rebound down low, but he comes down, and it's going to be a travel.
Roncalli's done a pretty good job. When they miss a shot, they're getting their fingers on the ball. They just haven't been able to secure all the rebounds yet. That, for them, hopefully will come over time to get second shot opportunities.
Maudlin's going to bring it up here for Covenant Christian. Looks left now, throws it over to Bronger. Now Chinkamba. Hesitates against Donahue, now into the paint, puts it up. Asher smacked the backboard, but he couldn't get it, and a layup there for Chinkamba.
High off the glass, got it to go, even with it hitting the backboard and rattling the rim a little bit.
Brunk brings it up. Gets it over to Looney. Looney swings it to Donahue. Donahue picks up his dribble. A lot of pressure there defensively. Brunk's got it, throws it into the corner there to Denny. Denny working against Modlin. Now back to Brunk. Down low to Asher. He was open momentarily. Now swings it into the corner to Donahue. Donahue pull up 15-footer. Tough shot, and he drills it.
He's feeling it after last night, but I don't understand why Asher isn't going strong to the hole when he's got a one-on-one matchup.
1 point lead here for Roncalli. Just past 2.5 minutes to go here in our opening quarter. Brought to us by Kim Mountain Pest Control tonight. Bronger's got it top of the key. Bronger now is going to back it out. Swings it over to Buckley. Buckley on the move, knocked away, picked up by Asher. I like this, that Covenant Christian keeping the pressure on even after a turnover. And a foul's going to be called there. That's going to go against Buckley for Covenant Christian. That's going to be his first.
Great job here by Chikamba on the previous possession. Just driving right by up to the bucket, and you see it high off the glass.
Way off the window and got it to go.
The window reference, like it.
Brunk brings it up. He's going to throw it. Now ball tapped away, and it's picked up by Shelton. Shelton on the move, working against Brunk, puts it up, and he scores.
Boy, that seemed a little trepidatious there, but he got it to go in the hole.
It wasn't the prettiest thing that we've ever seen here on Indiana SRN, but it's 2 points nonetheless.
Yes, it is.
Donahue bringing it up. Donahue into the paint, a little floater. That's no good. Rebound tapped out, and that's Buckley with it. Buckley working. Now he's going to hand it off to Shelton. Shelton over to Chinkamba. Now to Modlin. Modlin back over to Chinkamba. He's got it in the corner. Works it down low into the paint. Now kicks it out to Modlin. Modlin swings it over. It's going to be a three for Buckley. That's no good, and a rebound down low for Asher.
He's been a monster on the defensive board so far, has Asher.
Asher now top of the key. Throws it left over to Looney. Looney down low, and there was a lot of contact there, and then a whistle and a foul.
Boy, they're lucky that they got, not really lucky, but the foul took it off the fact that they had two guys on him, so somebody was free for Roncalli, and they couldn't find him.
That foul goes against Chinkamba. That's now the fourth foul against Covenant Christian here in this first half. They get it into Asher. Asher over to Denny. Denny into the corner to Donahue. Donahue back to Denny. 50 seconds to go. Denny on the drive into the paint. Ton of contact and a whistle and a foul.
I think that's going to be on Bronger. They really collapsed as he drove to the hole. A lot of driving to the bucket here so far in this game for both squads.
That's actually going to go against Buckley. And that's number 2 against Brock Buckley, the freshman here for Covenant Christian.
5 team fouls on Covenant, only 1 on Roncalli so far.
Free throw for Denny is good. Got another one coming here, and that's the third point of the night for Jacob Denny. Denny, the lone senior to start tonight for Roncalli. Actually, the lone senior to start tonight in the basketball game, but Denny, 7.5 points his average through the first couple of games, and he gets the second free throw to go.
Interesting. Covenant's had 7 guys get in the scorebook so far. Roncalli only 2.
Chinkamba has it top of the key. Look at a drive against Donahue. Swings it over to Bronger. Just a little bit too much heat on that pass, and Bronger couldn't bring it in.
Just a touch. A little rocket coming in there. Too quick. They're starting to pressure here. 41.1 to go.
Looney gets it into Denny. Denny guarded in the backcourt from Colin Riley, who's checked in now, number 1 for Covenant Christian. Donahue all alone. His three no good. Asher had the rebound. It was knocked away by Modlin. We're going to see if this foul goes against Bronger or Modlin, and it is going to go against Modlin.
Man, 16 fouls to 1. Covenant's got to really be wary of that as they go along here in the first half.
Coach Flatt now giving his defense some instruction over there on the sideline. Brunk's going to throw it in here for Roncalli. Gets it into Donahue. Donahue on the drive, straight line drive, takes it up, knocked away, and it's going to be off of Donahue out of bounds.
Wow, a ton of contact. They let him play there. Coach Juan's none too happy about that either.
Modlin needs a little help in the backcourt. Finally, Chinkamba comes back for it. Now Modlin's going to bring it up. Just 23 seconds to go here in our opening period. Brought to us by Kim Mountain Pest Control. Chinkamba's got it with 15. Nearly lost it there. Little Harlem Globetrotters, and then he picks up the dribble and he walks with it.
Tried to go curly kneel. Didn't work for him.
14.3 to go here in our opening period. Full court pressure here once again from Roncalli. They get it into Brunk in the backcourt. He's going to bring it across the timeline with 10 seconds. Now throws it over to Denny. Denny, a little pull-up from 15 feet. That's no good. Rebounded by Maudlin with 3 seconds. Throws it up the sideline. It's going to be picked off by Brunk. Hail Mary will not go off the stanchion there from the basket, and that's going to do it at the end of the first quarter. At the end of our Kim Mountain Pest Control first quarter, it's the Rebels of Roncalli with a 1-point lead at 12-11 over Covenant Christian. Back here at Warrior Fieldhouse, the Rebels of Roncalli with a 1-point lead at the end of the first quarter. And Sean, pretty entertaining first quarter. Maybe a little bit lower scoring than we thought. We were getting up and down a little bit.
Yeah, as you can see, good pressure defense there. A lot of contact there with Donahue. Thought he got fouled. Nothing was called. The pace has been to what Covenant wants. Both teams can't get shots to fall. Maybe that's something that starts to happen here in the second quarter. Now that they kind of got a feel for this, let's see who they bring out on the court for the second quarter.
For Roncalli, they have 4 of their starters still in the contest. For the first time tonight, though, we see Alex Stroud, the 6'5" junior, into the game for the Rebels. For Covenant Christian, that's Trey Flatt with the basketball. He's going to throw it left to Schurig. Schurig on the wing, guarded out front by Brunk. Now gets it into the corner to Hedrick. Hedrick on the drive to the rim, lays it up in, and a foul down low.
Great job driving there. Got the contact, went strong to lay it in and get the and one. That foul, I believe, was on Looney.
Went against Looney. That's the first on Looney. Free throw no good.
Got to knock those down.
13-12. Covenant takes over the lead. A little back and forth early in this contest. Denny's got it for the Rebels. Throws it left or throws it right to Looney. Looney back over to Brunk. Brunk guarded out front by Trey Flatt. Now they throw it to the high post. Now back over to Brunk. Brunk on the drive. The lefty puts it up and he scores and he's fouled.
Kind of the same play that happened on the opposite end. Strong to the hole. He got contact to the head, knocked it down here in the Bertner Electric second quarter.
Of note, that's already the 7th team foul now against Covenant Christian. 7 minutes, 20 seconds to go here in the first half. As you see that feed there from Stroud to Brunk, a nice little backdoor cut for the layup and one.
Bertner Electric serving you as our number one priority, 317-773-7663.
Free throw was missed. It was out of bounds, and they're going to say it was off Covenant Christian.
Both guys had a chance for a traditional three-point play. Neither could convert from the stripe.
That was the first bucket tonight for Johnny Brunk, averaging 7 points a game through the first 2 for the Rebels. They get it into the corner to Denny. Denny backs it out, now picks up his dribble. Skip pass over to Donahue. Donahue, a deep 3. That's long and no good. Rebound loose. Schurig saves it, but Brunk steals it. He tries to throw it down low. It's loose, and Looney picks it up. Now to Brunk.
Did that look like it went off the top of the backboard?
Brunk has it stripped away by Flatt, and another steal early in this game by Trey Flatt. Flatt on the drive. Now throws it right to Schurig. Schurig drives the baseline into the paint, puts it up, no good. Coach Flatt wanted a foul, doesn't get it. Brunk's going to push it up here for the Rebels. Looney's got it on the drive, now brings it back out to Donahue and over to Brunk. Brunk guarded out front. On the drive, now kicks it out. Looney 3, that was all pure for Aiden Looney.
That was a great job there. Made the defender sag off on the drive, kicked it out for the open 3.
Flatt spins, has his bass knocked away and picked off by Looney. Looney on the break, and he's going to lay it up and in. 5 straight for Looney.
We're on the same process there. Largest lead of the game at 6 for Roncalli.
7 straight points for Roncalli. Bradley has it now. He throws it over to Hedrick. Hedrick with a little hesitation now on the drive, puts it up and he scores.
Another nice move by Hedrick. That shot fake is really throwing Roncalli off.
7 points for Hedrick early in the contest. Donahue with hesitation into the paint, 14-footer. That's no good. Long rebound picked up by Bradley.
Still struggling from the floor, both teams.
Schurig into the paint, kicks it out, and a whistle, and a foul's going to be called on the floor. I think that's going to go against Donahue.
Seeing the replay here again. Nice job by Hedrick. Strong to the hole, a little off balance. Still managed to get it up and in.
That foul does go against Donahue, his first, just the third team foul against Roncalli here in this first half with 5:39 to go in our Burtner Electric second quarter. Flat having some trouble inbounding it, finally gets it into Schurig. Schurig over to Bradley. Bradley now left to Flat. Flat's going to take a deep three, and he knocks it home.
Wow. His first bucket of the night, big one.
Into the game for the first time for Roncalli. That's Nick Spearing into the contest, number 12 for the Rebels. Looney, I didn't know if they were going to call that or not. A huge jump stop there, and then he took an extra step as he went up to shoot it. You have no problem with the jump stop, but you can't take that little extra crab step, as they say, before you shoot it.
Coach Wans is really on the refs about all the contact, but hey, they're letting them play. They're consistent, and that's all you can ask for from the officials.
Here comes Covenant. The Warriors trailing by 1. 5:10 to go here in the first half. Hedrick has it top of the key, looking to drive against Asher. Pulls up from the free throw line, and Noah Hedrick is feeling it here in the first half.
That was pretty nice little jump shot from the elbow. Got high.
Brunk
got the
working
shot
against
off.
Bradley. Brunk picks up his dribble. Bradley's all over him, throws it away, tried to get it to Asher, and they're going to say that Schurig touched it before it went out of bounds.
Schurig pleading his case, then does what he should do, just walk away. I didn't mean to talk over you there. I just didn't want to end up with the fact that he's got high. I didn't want to end with that. But nice little job here. Boy, we'll have to see if he touched it or not.
That was close. That was close.
That was very close.
Brunk with a jab step. Now he looks to drive against Bradley. Some contact. Drops it off to Asher, who scores.
Asher needs to go strong to the bucket with that huge height advantage he's got.
First points of the night for Asher. Roncalli retakes the lead by 1. Now Schurig, a spin move into the paint, but he missed the bunny. And then an unforced foul 80 feet from the basket, and that's going to go against Schurig.
Nice play there, but he didn't get set. He was too out of control. Didn't square his shoulders up. Went a little strong because he was so much in motion. You got to teardrop that a little to try and get it to go. And now Roncalli's shooting free throws the rest of the half.
That's now the 8th foul against Covenant Christian. 4:25 to go. Roncalli already with a 1-point lead. Make it 2 as Denny knocks that one home.
Roncalli's done a good job getting more guys involved this quarter. Looney's got 5, and Asher's got 1, and Brunk's got 1. They need to get more guys in the scorebook to spread it around.
Second one for Denny, good. Rebels just missed 1 free throw so far tonight. Flat's going to bring it up now, a 3-point advantage for Roncalli. It's been really back and forth here in this first half. Bradley throws it to Hedrick. He's going to take that 3, and he's going to drill that 3.
He's feeling it this quarter. That is 9 for him this quarter.
Flat closely guarding Spearing there, and that's going to go against Trey Flat. That's going to be number 2 against Flat.
You see Hedrick here. He gets the pass from Bradley, comes out, wide open, boom, knocks it down.
Nice job there on the down screen from Schurig to get Hedrick open. Now Spearing's going to go to the line here for Roncalli. Free throw up and all net for Nick Spearing. Spearing's a 6'1" junior for the Rebels. For the first couple of games, they've played 2, as we mentioned. They played last night against Guerin Catholic on the south side. He's averaging 2 points a game. He matches that with that second free throw.
Riley and Chikamba back in for Covenant.
And Chikamba's got the basketball halfway through this second quarter. Roncalli by 2, 25-23. They're going to hand it off to Hedrick. Hedrick, he's going to pull one. A little heat check. That one's no good, and a rebound down low by Asher. And Coach wants a timeout. Full timeout here for the Rebels. 25-23, Rebels with the lead. 3:44 to go here in their first half. And I think the only concern if you're Covenant Christian right now in this contest would be the fact that they're in major foul trouble. Other than that, this has been a pretty hotly contested game, Sean, and I really like the tempo that this game is being played at.
It is a fantastic tempo here. We got the Aspen Creek Grill trivia question. Thad, go ahead.
What player hit a last-second shot to win an Indiana high school basketball state championship and later missed a last-second shot that would have won an NCAA championship? This is a multiple choice question.
Oh,
so
I know.
listen.
I know.
Mike Conley, Scott Skiles, John Wooden, or Gordon Hayward.
Ooh, there you go. Bonus points if you know all 4 colleges they went to.
Me?
Well, no, you're not eligible.
Okay.
But
I was going to say,
I
need that gift card, Sean.
How about could we name all 4 high schools they went to?
If you know the answer, tweet it to @IndianaSRN, and we will collect all winners, then draw one. The winner will receive a $25 gift card to Aspen Creek Grill in Noblesville, Indiana. Winner will be notified by our SRN sports team on Sunday afternoon.
Fantastic. Aspen Creek Grill is awesome. Again, your choices: Mike Conley, Scott Skiles, John Wooden, Gordon Hayward. Won a state championship on the last second shot, missed one in college.
I thought you were going to give me the high schools there.
Oh, I could go.
We'll get back to it.
Okay, sorry.
We'll get back to it.
I think I know them.
I hope you do, because I do.
They're the only one I'm concerned with.
Spearing has it now for Roncalli. If they throw it down low to Asher on the block, he's double teamed, stripped out of there by Schurig, and it's going to call a jump ball. It's going to be retained down here by the Rebels.
Boy, that foul trouble now for Covenant's really going to come into play. Good thing you play a lot of bodies in up-tempo style. You're going to need them with the foul. And 9-3, Covenant has 9. Roncalli only has 3.
Brunk's going to inbound here for the Rebels. Having a little bit of difficulty, gets it out to Spearing. Now they're going to swing it around to Brunk on the right wing. They're looking to get it down low to Asher. Now Brunk, one dribble, swings it into the corner to Spearing. Now over to Looney. Looney back to Brunk. Nice defensive stand here from Covenant, and the Warrior faithful like it. Brunk falls down, having some trouble. Tries to get it to Donahue, and he throws it away. And listen to that crowd here at the field house.
Student section going crazy. The band's here. Everybody's excited. Conference game. They love the fact that they're in a conference and they're building these rivalries. It makes it fun.
It's December the 1st, Sean, but I was watching some hoop today at home. Big Ten open this day. It's like early conference games are the thing to do now. Get you excited early in the season.
Brunk's lucky he didn't travel there, as we saw in the replays. He threw it out of bounds. Boy, how about a big shot from the freshman from IU? Little Romeo Langford. I think that name sounds familiar.
Seems like I've heard of him before. I'm not sure.
Northwestern. They beat Northwestern by 2.
Tough one for the Boilers today at Ann Arbor. It's awesome. These early conference games are great. Chinkambwe gets it to Schurig, who hits a cutter, and it goes off his fingertips out of bounds. That was Shelton looking for the pass.
Second one that's just been a little too hot to handle there. You got to be better with those passes when you're so close. And I'll tell you what, Michigan's really good.
Really good. Denny back into the contest for Roncalli. He replaces Spearing.
This does, however, let Covenant set up their pressure.
That's Denny with the basketball, working against Shelton in the backcourt. Now behind his back, Shelton knocks it away. Shelton on the floor, gets it up, and they're going to call him for a travel.
They're saying he carried it. That's an interesting call.
I know that's a travel. It goes as a turnover against Covenant Christian, but you got to love the defensive intensity that Shelton was bringing right there in the backcourt.
It might have been better to try and tap it instead of grab it as he was sliding across the floor. Officials are conferring right now.
They are going to talk about it here. I don't know if they're going to reverse that or not. Long conversation here on Andrew Smith Court here at Warrior Fieldhouse. And it is going to remain Roncalli basketball. Donahue to inbound, throws it in the backcourt to Brunk. Brunk's going to bring it up. Brunk wants to drive to the left. He is left-handed. Gets it to Donahue, top of the key. Guarded out front by Chinkambwe. Chinkambwe gets it over to Looney. Looney back to Donahue. Donahue down low to Asher, throws it away. Picked up by Covenant Christian. On the run, it's one-on-one. A pass fake, score! Bo Cleary into the contest for Covenant Christian and gets a hoop.
And if you know Covenant Christian basketball, you know that name. It's Michaela Cleary's little brother.
Brunk behind the back, now into the paint. A floater for Brunk, that's no good. Rebounded by Shelton. They've got 3-on-1. Shelton drops it up to Schurig. A little scoop, and he scores, and the Warriors retake the lead.
Great little stutter move there to throw the mental process off and the geometry in your head going to block the shot.
Denny's got it in the backcourt, working against Shelton. Moves it across midcourt, gets it to Brunk. Now over to Looney. Looney looking down low to Asher. Now they swing it around. Get it into the corner to Denny. Denny guarded again by Shelton. Drops it off to Asher. Asher triple teamed, and he traveled.
Great defense. I tell you what, I have not seen Covenant play defense this well in a long, long time.
The Warriors are going to have the basketball with 1:47 to go. Here's that fast break we saw. Shelton over to Schurig, a little hop step, hesitation, puts it up and in with the right hand.
Great job by Covenant. Getting some momentum here.
Maudlin back into the game for Covenant, throws it right to Chinkamba. Now into the corner to Shelton, now over to Hedrick. Hedrick looking to drive, now backs it out. Chinkamba throws it left to Maudlin. Little shot fake, he's not going to take it. Gets it back to Chinkamba. Chinkamba gets it over to Cleary. Cleary wants to hand it off to Hedrick. No, he's going to take it himself. Drops it off to Shelton in the corner. Shelton down low to Hedrick. Hedrick working against Looney, blocked away, got it back, puts it up, scores.
Great job following your shot and getting the rebound and putting it back up, and what a quarter for Hedrick.
4-point lead now for Covenant. Brunk's going to bring it up here for the Rebels.
You know who's gone quiet for Roncalli? Donahue.
Denny's got it. Now he's going to back it out. They swing it over to Asher. That's not where they want Asher to have the ball. He's going to try to drive, and he throws it away. Hedrick one-on-one against Looney, puts it up. It was blocked away, but he's fouled, and he's going to go to the line.
Wow, that was a nice job by Denny to try and get that shot.
Asher caught it on the wing, driving to the basket. That's not where they want the big guy to go. He throws it away. It was picked off, leading to the fast break opportunity for Covenant Christian.
Nice second chance points there from Hedrick on the shot, as we're going to see him now with free throws. And I've got him, Thad, unofficially for 11 this quarter.
Free throw up for Hedrick, and he leaves it short.
Maybe,
I've got him as well for 11 in this quarter, 14 in the first half.
You got to think they're going to sag off Asher and make him make those plays away from the basket to give you a chance to steal the basketball.
Second one for Hedrick, up and good. Donahue has it in the backcourt. 5-point advantage now for Covenant. 45 seconds to go here in our Burtner Electric second quarter. And a technical foul is going to be called against Coach Wantz for Roncalli.
He has been on them all night long from the contact, and there's a technical foul. They didn't take it anymore. He's got to watch it. Now he's got to sit.
And Coach Flatt has selected Gus Chinkamba to go to the stripe here for the Warriors. So we're going to mark that down. 43 seconds to go here in the first half. Coach Wantz issued a technical. At the time, they trailed by 5. First one from Chinkamba, good.
Third point for Chinkamba tonight. Yeah, that could be a huge swing of momentum right there.
Second one for Chinkamba, also good. And now not only is that a technical assessed and you get the free throws here in high school, you also get the basketball with an opportunity to score. Chinkamba on the drive into the paint, scoops it up, can't get it to go. Rebounded by Looney for Roncalli. A lot of pressure, and now with numbers for Roncalli. Donahue pulls it out. Shot fake, he's already picked up his dribble. Now Looney on the drive, into the paint, runs over the defender, and they're going to call him for a travel.
Why did Donahue pick up the basketball? He had numbers. I don't understand. Was he thinking about firing a shot off?
I don't know. They had numbers. It was a minimum 3-on-1, maybe 3-on-2 with one defender coming into the picture late, but he picked up his dribble, and that really put them into bad shape there on that fast break. And now Covenant is going to have the basketball with 25 seconds to go here in our first half.
So 25.3 seconds to go here, Thad, for the timeout. If you're Covenant, do you want to try and hold it for 1, or do you want to try and go 2 for 1 maybe?
I think what you got to do, no shot clock here, so I think Coach Flatt, not necessarily going to hold it for 1, but I think he's either going to draw up a set play here, or they're going to go with one of their best offensive sets, and they're going to try to get the best shot they can available. That's my guess. I don't know.
And with the way Hedrick is going, with a fantastic second quarter for that young man, 13 points, something like that. I can't count that fast. I don't teach math, but he's been on fire here in the second quarter. So you got to think, if you're Roncalli, you definitely want to make sure to not let him get the basketball.
He's a business teacher, but he's not good with numbers. Maudlin brings it across half court. 15 seconds to go. Chinkamba's got it. Gets a screen from Hedrick. Now he's double teamed. He's got his dribble picked up with 10 seconds to go. Now to Hedrick. 8 seconds. Hedrick, pull up 3 from the right wing. Oh, net from Noah Hedrick. 3 seconds to go. Looney inbounds. It's tipped away. Maudlin tries to get a shot away. It was no good. It would not have counted anyway. But Noah Hedrick with an offensive flurry here in the second quarter. And Covenant Christian's going to go to the break with a 10-point lead, 35-25 over Roncalli. And Sean, let's talk about the second quarter of Noah Hedrick.
Unbelievable job there by Noah Hedrick. 2, 4, 6, 8. 15 points in the second quarter. That three at the end, that was a long three, but he was feeling it. He has been on fire, and a 10-point lead for Covenant. That's the last thing we expect in this basketball game, especially with the difficulty both teams had in the first quarter making shots.
Making shots in that first quarter. And Sean, let's get your coach's hat back on. If you're Coach Flatt, we talked about the foul trouble they were in early in that first quarter. They only end up with 3 fouls called against them in the second quarter. Now, it did lead to some free throws for Roncalli, but the way that the bench played defensively for Covenant Christian with those starters in foul trouble, I thought was very impressive in that first half.
You look at guys like Shelton and Maudlin that came in off the bench, Chikamba. They did a fantastic job. The entire defensive intensity, I think, really threw Roncalli off. And I think if you're Coach Juan swinging at halftime, I think you want to start to try and get the ball to Asher and tell him to go strong to the bucket, because the contact there after that technical foul, you know, in the back of the coach's head, hey, the referees are going to be thinking about that contact. Let's try and get it to the big man early, slow it down, get some easy buckets.
You want to talk about slowing it down, and that's what we talked about basically the entire pregame was the clash of styles. For Covenant Christian, we talked about the 15 points in that second quarter by Hedrick. They scored 24 points in the second quarter alone in that game. That's not what Roncalli wants to see.
And I can do that math. If you score 24 points a quarter, you're doing really, really well. You're close to 100 there. And and they knocked some shots down. But again, you look at Hedrick. Hedrick was fantastic in that second quarter. You know Coach Wantz is going to be like, gentlemen, we have got to shut him down. Because we talked about him not getting the basketball there at the end of the half. But great job by Chikamba to get the double team and get the ball off to Hedrick so we can get a shot off.
Obviously, Hedrick with a huge first half. The other thing that you've got to really feel good about if you're Coach Flatt for Covenant Christian is just the way that you haven't really got a lot of production from the other guys that you expect to get production from Trey Flatt, from Cameron Schurig, and maybe from Gus Chinkamba off the bench.
Yeah, but that allows you the chance to get those guys going here in the second half.
We're going to step aside here at our halftime show, which is brought to us by the Lawrence Baking Company. Fresh baked donuts every day, 317-897-6850. When we come back, we'll have all your first half stats here on Indiana SRN.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 21 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
How does a good man become even better? By working out? Or by working his way up the corporate ladder? By changing his diet? Or by changing his style? By traveling the world? Or by staying perfectly still? For 300 years, we've helped good men become the best versions of themselves through a dedicated fraternity and by taking an oath to live a life of integrity, service, and brotherly love. Men who are as committed to each other and their families as they are to our noble cause. In the end, we don't just make men better, we make them Masons. Not just a man, a Mason.
Lawrence Baking Company halftime show here from Warrior Fieldhouse. Lawrence Baking Company, fresh baked donuts every day. 317-897-6850. Thad Van Deventer and Sean Kroll with you here. Covenant Christian leading Roncalli here at the break, 35-25. A huge first half for the junior forward for Covenant Christian, Noah Hedrick, 6'4", 18 points he poured in the first half. Let's go through our scoring. We'll start with Covenant Christian, who leads, as I mentioned, by 10 here at halftime. Hedrick leading the way with that 18 points. 4 points apiece for Cameron Schurig and for Gus Chankamba. 3 points for Trey Flatt. 2 points apiece for Graham Shelton, Jonah Bronger, and for Bo Cleary. For Roncalli, all 5 starters in the scoring column, just one member of the bench squad coming in to score points. They were led by 8 points by Anthony Donahue, all 8 coming in the first quarter for Donahue. 6 points for Jacob Denny, 5 points for Aiden Looney, and then 2 points apiece for Daniel Asher, Johnny Brunk, and for Nick Spearing. Let's go back to Daniel Asher, just 2 points in the first half for Asher. He came into tonight averaging 11.5 points per contest, and Asher with the size advantage tonight, basically the lone post figure in the game at 6'7", Sean.
You know, it's been interesting because he's had a couple opportunities where he's been down low and had a one-on-one opportunity, but didn't take advantage of it. Kicked it back out for the open shot. With that size he's got to go strong to the rack. And if he doesn't make the shot, at least he's going to get contact and maybe get guys in foul trouble and get to the stripe. Not sure what's going to happen there. You've got to imagine Coach once said, listen, big fellow, we need you to go strong to the rack and try and get us going offensively, because that will open up more, because Covenant will have to sag, and then at least it open for shooters. You mentioned this earlier in the halftime show, but talking about getting it to Asher early in this third quarter to try to get him going. For Roncalli on offense, when they have thrown it down to Asher, he has had a couple opportunities one-on-one, but most of the time there's 2 or 3 Covenant defenders there. What's Roncalli got to do to not only get it to him, he's got to get it out of his hands. How do they switch up their offense to try to get some better shots? I think they need to do a better job of limiting Covenant to the one shot. The second quarter was kind of an anomaly with Covenant scoring 24 points. If they can slow it down, hold Covenant to one shot, and walk the ball up the court, slow it down a little bit, and then start to get into a rhythm running their offense, I think that helps them. But the defense that Covenant has played has really, I think, kind of thrown them for a loop. How do you, as a coach, say, hey, guys, they're just playing intense defense. How do we run the offense differently to counteract that? That's a great question. All right, for head coach Flatt for Covenant Christian here. Obviously, Noah Hedrick, an unbelievable first half with 18 points here at the break. I mean, obviously, he's well on his way for a career night tonight, but you can't bank on him pouring 18 more in the second half. Where do you go for some offense other than Hedrick? I think you got to look at Trey Flatt and you got to look at Schurig as guys that are going to try and get you some big buckets here in the second half. Covenant has the basketball to start our third quarter here. Trey Flatt with the basketball, top of the key. Flatt on the drive, into the paint, scoops it up, a ton of contact and a foul, and Flatt goes down hard. You know, just like we talked about, Trey Flatt had two fouls, and he didn't play much the second quarter once he got taken out because the rhythm that Covenant had. He's fresh. He's going to get a shot, just like he did here, took it strong to the hole. That foul went against Jacob Denny, the first for Denny, and Flatt to the line. A 10-point lead, the largest of the game here for Covenant Christian, and Flatt with a chance to take that up to 11 or 12 here from the free throw line. I just can't get past that hair. It's interesting. I talked to you about it before the game tonight. It's a little Corey Joseph-esque. They're from the Indiana Pacers. Very, very much like Corey Joseph. Flatt misses the first one. If he can play like Corey Joseph here in the second half, his dad would love that. This is our Morales Group third quarter, building better futures one story at a time. Morales Group 317-472-7600. Second free throw for Flatt was good, an 11-point lead here for Covenant Christian. Man-to-man again for Covenant. Brunk has it, throws it top of the key over to Looney. Now Donahue. Donahue back over to Brunk and a shot fake. They're looking down low for Asher. Haven't been able to get it to him just yet. Now Denny on the drive, and he's wide open, and he lays it up and in. Good job running the offense there for Roncalli. Got the open lane. Schurig maybe got away with a travel, no call, and he gets the bucket to go. He got up in the air, didn't know what to do with it. I'll just throw it off the glass, and it went in. Looked like he maybe drug his pivot foot there as he went to lift off the floor.
No whistle, and the bucket's good. Back to an 11-point advantage here for the Warriors. Brunk, top of the key to Asher, has it knocked away, and we're going to see, they're going to say it's off Covenant Christian. It's going to remain down here with the Rebels.
Brunk almost drug his foot there coming across the half-court stripe.
Donahue gets it into Denny. Now down low to Asher. Asher immediately kicks it out to Looney for a three, and that's good.
I see what he's trying to do. He's trying to get those open shooters, and he kind of picked the defender off there, but he still needs to take it strong to the rack.
Schurig on the baseline behind the back, picks up his dribble, kicks it out. Now on the drive, now back to Schurig. He's going to take a three, and he drills it. He says, I'm going to match you.
Boy, they're making up for their poor three-point shooting against Bethesda Christian tonight, and it couldn't come in a better game.
This is the opposite of what Roncalli did last night. They shot the ball exceptionally well against Guerin Catholic. Asher hits Brunk on the cut. Now he's going to kick it out. There's Denny for another three, and that one's good.
Roncalli definitely needs to hit shots like that to get back in this game and to pull Covenant out of their defensive pressure.
8-point lead. Now Schurig on the drive into the paint, and a foul is going to be called on the floor. I believe that'll go against Denny, and it will go against Denny, and that's his second.
Big three ball right there from Schurig, and boy, Coach Flatt had to imagine we weren't going to go 2 of 27 again.
Trey Flatt to inbound. A lot of time, finally gets it into Schurig. Schurig looking down low, gets it to Hedrick. Hedrick at 15 feet, back to Schurig. Schurig and a ton of contact, and they're going to call him for a travel.
Wow, all that contact, and they're going to call a travel on that. That's interesting.
Official comes over for a towel.
Well, it's easy to see that, I kind of feel a little bit bad for Johnny Brunk because Joey got all the height in the family unless he's not done growing yet.
Tough one today for Joey Brunk and the Butler Bulldogs. Their first true road game over at St. Louis, and the Billikens with a big win over the Bulldogs today.
You know who was a great coach for St. Louis?
Charlie Spoonhour?
No, not a big spinner. Rick Majerus.
Hell yeah.
Ball State, Utah, Keith Van Horn, the Final Four.
Looney to inbound here. We still have to test you on these high schools. I got to remember that. We'll get to
true,
that in just a second. Denny on the move, takes it up and got it to go.
Boy, he anticipated the contact, did a great job of balancing himself to get that shot off, and he's got 7 so far here in the third quarter.
Good start here to the half for Denny. Schurig's got it, gets a screen out front. Schurig looks to drive, he's into the paint, swings it in the corner, Flat's open for three, rattles out, no good, and skying for the rebound was Looney. Quickly ahead to Denny. Denny on the move, takes it up, no good, and a foul's going to be called against Flat.
That was a great job even getting a shot off. Flat was up there. He had some pretty good hops. I bet he has a bigger vertical than his dad.
That's going to be the third foul against Trey Flat. 5:38 to go here in the third. Free throw is short for Denny.
And Flat's going to go to the bench.
Gus Chinkamba back into the contest here for Covenant. He's going to replace Flat.
We talked about Trey Flat being a key, but they still have a 6-point lead with him not playing well tonight.
Second one for Denny, good. A foul. It's going to be an offensive foul against Looney.
Does the free throw count?
That's what we're waiting to see. The bucket is good. Okay, bucket is good for Denny, or I should say the free throw is good for Denny, and then the foul is going to be called on Looney.
Denny, Looney.
And that's going to be, I have it for the second on Looney. I believe it's the third. The official score has that as the third. We'll check on that. Chinkamba's got the ball, gets it over to Hedrick. Hedrick on the drive, into the paint, hesitates, no good, and Brunk's got it.
Nice job by Looney with the defensive pressure, and then you don't want to foul that far away from the basket.
That's going to go on Schurig.
That's his second.
Fouls just piling up again here for Covenant Christian early in this second half. They still have a 5-point advantage here over Roncalli. They throw it into the backcourt here to Brunk.
He's chipping away is Roncalli. Oh, Brunk.
And a foul.
Oh.
That's going to go against Asher. That is going to go against Asher away from the basketball.
And Coach Lance is exasperated over there on the sideline.
If you're just joining us, Coach Wantz with a technical foul whistled against him in the second quarter. That's why he's not up off the bench. Chinkamba now is going to bring it up here for Covenant. 41-36, Covenant with the lead here at home. They get it over to Hedrick. Hedrick to the elbow to Schurig. He faces up Brunk. Now a step back fadeaway for Schurig. That's no good. Rebounded by Denny. Denny pushing it up. Denny into the corner. Three from over there is short. Rebound batted around down low. Donahue's got it over to Denny. He short arms it. Now rebound is loose. Picked up by Covenant. Covenant ahead to Schurig. Schurig right wing to Hedrick. Hedrick now on the drive.
Fulbright.
That is Fulbright, and he's going to be fouled. A ton of contact on both ends of the floor before that whistle.
What a frenetic pace setting by these teams. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not sure Gossel's going to have to clean the floor after the game because these guys are taking care of it for him.
That foul went against Brunk. That's the first on Brunk. Fulbright to the free throw line. His free throw is good. Got the roll.
First mark in the scorebook for Fulbright tonight. Interesting second half so far. Ooh.
Shot up for Fulbright is short. Rebounded there by Roncalli, and they get it over to Brunk. Into the game for Roncalli. That's Chuck McGinsey, number 34, the junior. We didn't see him in the first half. They get it down low to Asher, and a foul is going to be called there against Chinkamba.
They got it low, and he decided to go to the rack, tried to go up and under. Chinkamba got him on the arm. He'll shoot two.
Asher to the free throw line, his first trip there tonight. Just 2 points so far in the contest for Daniel Asher. Takes his time, and that's good.
Coming in at 11-5 over 2 games. That's only his third point.
Subs into the contest here for Covenant. Shelton back into the game, as is Bronger and Buckley.
Boy, when you got a deep bench, Coach Flatt's going to use it, especially at this style of play.
Covenant used 12 different players in that first half. Second one for Asher, no good. But the rebound is taken in by Roncalli. That was McGinsey on the board.
Roncalli has done a great job on the board tonight. They just got to take advantage of it with buckets.
Denny gets over to Brunk, and a foul out front, and that's going to go against Buckley, and that's going to be his third. He just checked into the contest about 10 seconds ago and picks up his third foul.
That is not what you wanted if you're Coach Flatt. You're trying to get your starters and main guys some breather on the bench, and I guess he's going to leave him in. We'll see what happens. He's got to be careful.
Donahue to inbound. Gets it into the backcourt to Brunk. We're past the halfway point here in our Morales group third quarter. 42-37, Covenant Christian with the lead over Roncalli. Now a trap. Bronger tries to tap it away. I believe he's going to be whistled for a foul.
Dude is just strong. If you saw him on the football field, it took 3-4 guys to bring him down. He's got the power of the headband.
That is going to go against Bronger. Oh, she's a little thin headband. Kind of reminds me of the old Walter Payton days.
Oh, bringing up my hero now.
Brunk's got it in the backcourt. Brings it up, working against Modlin. Picks up his dribble, gets it over to Denny. Denny hot in this third quarter. His shot no good. Rebound batted around, still loose. Denny picks up the loose ball, puts it up no good, and another foul is going to be called.
This is what Roncalli needed. They needed second and third opportunities. They're getting them. Covenant's not been able to rebound because Roncalli has the size advantage.
That foul goes against Graham Shelton. The first on Shelton, the 6'4" sophomore here for Covenant Christian. He scored 7 points in their season opener against Bethesda. First free throw for Denny is good.
He's having quite the third quarter there, Thad. I've got him for 9.
He's trying to match what Hedrick did in the second quarter and get the Rebels right back into this contest. Second one no good. Offensive rebound, Asher. Asher, one dribble, little half hook off the glass is good.
That's what they need from the big man. Nice little jump hook, got it off the glass.
And here come the Rebels, trailing by just 2 now. Modlin's got it for Covenant in between the circles, into the paint. Swings it over to Bronger. Now Chinkamba. Chinkamba on the right wing, gets it back over to Bronger in the corner. Bronger working against Asher, has it, kicks it into the far corner to Shelton. Shelton picks up his dribble, gets it down low. Now Modlin, top of the key, open for 3. That one rims out, no good. Rebound is loose. Bronger saves it, and it's picked up now, thrown off of the Covenant player, and it's going to be out of bounds. Denny saved the basketball, threw it off of Buckley, out of bounds, and it's going to be Rebel ball.
Boy, what a fight for the basketball on that rebound. You got to love the tenacity by both these teams.
Ball tapped away there by Buckley, out of bounds. It's still going to be retained here by Roncalli.
And the beautiful thing about Indiana basketball, these guys are going toe-to-toe. Afterwards, they'll shake hands, and it'll all be good.
2:57 to go here in the third. Donahue to inbound. Gets it into Denny. Denny into the paint. Swings it out to McGinzy. McGinzy now out to Brunk. Brunk wants to set up the offense. Working against Modlin. Now over to Donahue. Donahue looking down low to Asher. Can't get it to him. McGinzy swings it around to Denny. Denny drives the baseline. Takes it up. No good. A late whistle and a foul.
On the guy on the opposite side of the court called that one. That's interesting.
That foul goes against Bronger. That's his second. And now Denny's going to go back to the line. Denny has been the offense here in the third quarter for the Rebels. Free throw up and good.
It's been quarters. The first quarter was Donahue. The second quarter was Hedrick. The third quarter is Denny. Who's it going to be in the fourth?
Chance to tie it here for Denny. Free throw up and good. He goes 2 for 2 on that trip, and we're knotted at 42. Modlin's got it, and a nice timeout, in my opinion, here by Coach Flatt. 2:39 to go here in the third quarter. We are tied at 42.
Craving comfort fresh food made from scratch daily? Check out Aspen Creek Grill. Located across from Hamilton Town Center and beside the Holiday Inn, we offer family farm-raised premium black Agnes steaks hand-cut daily, creamy pastas, salmon chicken, and fall-off-the-bone ribs. Start with our famous powwow shrimp appetizer, and don't miss our refreshing drinks. Family-friendly or a great night out with friends. Aspen Creek Grill. Aspen Creek Grill, Noblesville. Call 317-559-3300.
Time now for our Aspen Creek Grill trivia question of the week. What player hit a last-second shot to win an Indiana high school basketball state championship and later missed a last-second shot that would have won an NCAA championship? Multiple choice here this week. Your choices are Mike Conley, Scott Skiles, John Wooden, or Gordon Hayward. If you know the answer, tweet it to @IndianaSRN, and we will collect all winners, then draw one. The winner will receive a $25 gift card to Aspen Creek Grill in Noblesville, Indiana. Winner will be notified by our SRN sports team Sunday afternoon. Now it's time to quiz my partner, Sean Kroll.
All right. I didn't grow up in Indiana, so.
Let's see if you can get, four multiple choice options. Mike Conley, Scott Skiles, John Wooden, and Gordon Hayward. What high schools did they attend?
Mike Conley, Lawrence North.
That is correct.
Scott Skiles, Plymouth.
That is correct.
Ooh, bad turnover there.
Turnover there in the corner by Covenant Christian, giving it back to the Rebels.
John Wooden, Martinsville.
That is correct.
And Gordon Hayward, Brownsburg.
4 for 4.
Woo.
You're a baseball guy. I'm going to say you hit for the cycle on that one.
Only 7 points this quarter for Covenant Christian has allowed Roncalli to get back in this basketball game.
Denny swings it over to Donahue. Now throws it right to McGinzy. McGinzy down low to Asher. Asher double team now. One dribble to get away, throws it away. Picked off by Buckley. Buckley, it's one-on-one against McGinzy. Double clutch and takes it up, got the shot away, but he's fouled. Bucket no good.
Nice job trying to draw the contact. Tried to block him off a little bit with the double pump, but at least he's going to get to the stripe to shoot 2. 7 fouls for Covenant this half, 6 for Roncalli.
That foul goes against Chuck McGinzy. That's his first for the 6'3" junior. And Buckley to the line. Free throw is good.
Not pretty, but good.
Shot it hard off the back of the rim, but it kind of died right back there where it hits in between the brace and the backboard and fell through for Buckley.
That's a shooter's roll? Is that what they call that?
Something like that. Second one for Buckley. That one much better, all net.
Nice form.
Covenant now by 2. Here comes the full court pressure from the Warriors. They get it into Donahue. Donahue over to Brunk. Here comes the trap. Buckley nearly picked that off. Now Donahue's got numbers. They kick it into the corner. Denny for 3, and he bangs it home.
What a quarter for Denny. He's putting on a show like Hedrick did in the second.
Whistle and a foul. That's going to go against Roncalli. It's going to go against Brunk, and that's his second.
14 for Denny in this quarter as he drains that three from the right corner.
We're just in the third quarter here. Now both teams already in the bonus. This is 1-1 now for Covenant Christian. There's also 7 fouls against Covenant, so we will have bonus the rest of the way.
Remember, Covenant only shot 58% in their first game. That's key for them coming down the stretch. Can they knock them down?
Maudlin has not scored yet tonight for Covenant Christian. The 5'10" junior, first free throw good. He had 2 points in the opener against Bethesda. Trying to match that here with this second one. 45 all. Maudlin's second free throw, no good. Tie game still.
Did everything but go down.
Brunk's going to bring it up here for the Rebels. Along the sideline, hands it off to Donahue. Now Denny, he's had the hot hand. Tapped away by Maudlin and out of bounds.
Again, great defense. I can't stress enough, this is the best defense I've ever seen from the Covenant Christian team.
Donahue to inbound, having some difficulties, finally gets it into Brunk. Brunk over to Denny. Denny on the drive, into the paint, scoop and score.
He is on fire.
Jacob Denny.
He's Steph Curry.
Here comes Chinkamba. Chinkamba spin in the paint, a floater, short, no good. Asher with the rebound.
That last little bit to get it up over Asher caught him short.
Roncalli now with a 2-point advantage and the basketball. Brunk brings it up, drops it off to Donahue on the drive, tapped away from behind by Maudlin. It's going to be off Covenant Christian and out of bounds.
Substitution for Covenant.
Colin Riley back into the game. 5'11" senior for the Warriors.
You've got to wonder if Covenant's going to bring their starters back at the beginning of the fourth quarter.
He replaces Graham Shelton. There was a little bit of confusion. Chinkamba was going to come out. The official had handed the ball to Brunk, and they whistled the play dead. The Roncalli coaching staff not happy about that.
Tell them to sit down. In high school, you get a technical as a coach. You got to sit down and stay seated the rest of the game.
They lob it into Asher. He couldn't put it away. Got his own rebound, though. Stripped away. Now it's loose. It's out of bounds. Covenant basketball.
Wow. Got to bring it strong. That's a great alley-oop. He had the shot there. Just couldn't get it to fall. A little strong off the back rim.
1:10 to go here in our Morales Group third quarter. Roncalli now with a 2-point lead.
It's going to be a fun ending, I can tell.
Remember what I said happened 4 years ago on this same weekend, Sean. We had a buzzer beater. Chinkamba with the ball. Chinkamba hesitation into the paint. Scoops it up with one hand high off the glass. No good. Rebounded by Brunk. Throws it way ahead. Did he overthrow it? Donahue saves it, but they're going to say he stepped on the inline. That'll be out of bounds.
I don't know about you. I thought Chinkamba may have got away with steps there.
Possibly. Looked like he took a little bit of a hesitation dribble and then picked the basketball up.
Again, I can't get over the quarter by Jacob Denny. He's been unbelievable.
Maudlin throws it right. Over to Riley. Riley now to Chinkamba. Chinkamba looks to drive, hesitates, steps back. Now Bronger. Bronger backs it out. 30 seconds to go here and there. Bronger pump fake against Asher. Now he's going to throw it away. Turnover there against the Warriors.
That's not what you wanted there. Boy, down 10 at half to up 2 with under 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. You got to love that if your coach wants.
McGinsey coming out of the game here for Roncalli. Good minutes from McGinsey here in this third quarter. Looney checks back in. Original starting 5 on the floor now for Roncalli. Shurig comes back into the game as well for Covenant.
Are they going to hold for one?
Brunk on the drive into the paint. Now he's going to swing it out to Denny. Now back to Brunk. It looks like they will hold for one. Brunk clearing some space. No, they're not going to hold for one. Offensive foul against Brunk.
Wow. Again, so much contact tonight. They're going to call that. That's interesting.
And here comes some starters back into the game for Covenant. Trey Flatt comes in, as does Noah Hedrick. Buckley checks out, as does Riley. That was the third foul against Brunk, so Brunk's going to come out. McGinsey coming back into the contest.
All right, who's getting the basketball for Covenant here?
14 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Schurig, not a lot of offense here in the third quarter, but I'm going to guess it's going to be Schurig. He throws it left to flat. 8 seconds. Chikamba's got it. 7 seconds. Chikamba on the drive. Into the paint. Stutter step. Puts it up. And he scores. Tie game. 1 second to go. Donahue with a baseball heave. That's not going to go. And could you ask for anything more on the first Saturday in December, Sean? We're tied going to the fourth quarter.
Not
47 all here from Warrior Fieldhouse. You're watching it all right here on Indiana SRN.
Go.
47 all, 8 minutes to play. Circle City Conference Showdown, 47-47 here, Covenant Christian and Roncalli.
It's going to come down to the wire. I love it. You know, we talked about it just during the break there. I see your 24-point second quarter Covenant. I'm going to respond with a 22-point quarter here from Roncalli, holding them to 12 points. 16 points in that quarter for Jacob Denny. Strap it in.
Noah Hedrick had 18 in the second quarter for Covenant. Jacob Denny pours in 16 in the third quarter for Roncalli, and that's where we are with a tie game with just 8 minutes to go. Donahue's going to inbound, throws it into Brunk. Roncalli with the basketball here to start the fourth. Student section now for Covenant Christian on their feet to our right. Brunk on the drive, puts it up, no good, but a whistle and a foul.
Bradley got some good contact with the ball there, but nice strength by Brunk to still get the shot off. Almost knocked it down.
That'll go against Bradley. First foul on him, and Brunk now to the free throw line.
A little bit about foul trouble. 3 fouls on Trey Flatt and Buckley for Covenant, and on Brunk for Roncalli. Everybody else 2 or less.
Brunk 0 for 1 from the stripe so far tonight. Just 2 points in the contest for Johnny Brunk. Free throw, good, got the roll.
I've got him for only 3 points tonight.
That is correct. Second one for Brunk, that one pure all net. 2 for 2, and now a 2-point lead for the Rebels. Flatt's going to bring it up here for Covenant.
I look to see them trying to get him some shots.
Schurig now with the ball. Moves it to the corner. Gets it back over to Fulbright. Shot fake. Now Fulbright looks to drive. Fulbright into the paint. Hedrick wide open for 3. That's long and no good. And a rebound taken in by Asher.
Flatt almost came up and under and got that.
We'll see if Roncalli wants to be methodical here on this possession. Looney's got it on the right wing. They try to get it down low to Asher, but he throws it away. Picked off by Schurig. Schurig on the move, tapped away by Denny, but he's going to be whistled for a foul.
Boy, Roncalli had the right idea, just a little too strong on the post pass. Went over his head. Transition foul now.
I've got that for number 3 against Denny.
You can add him to the list of guys that have 3 fouls. And the guy cleaning the floor gets the standing ovation. You can tell this is an exciting game because the student section is standing. They're loving it here.
Schurig to the line. He has not attempted a free throw yet tonight. 3 dribbles, takes his time. Free throw is no good. Rebound taken in by Looney. Here comes Roncalli. Brunk has it. Now he's going to back it out. Throws it to the right to Denny. Now back over to Brunk. Donahue thought about pulling the trigger. Didn't. Gets it into the corner to Brunk. Brunk guarded out there by Flatt. Now to Asher. Asher way away from the basket, not where he wants to be, has it stripped away. It's picked up by Bradley. Bradley on the move, lays it up and in, and we're tied again.
Again, they got him far away from the basket. Asher, that's not where you want him. Lost control of the ball. Bad pass. Easy bucket.
6.5 to go here in our fourth quarter, brought to us tonight by McIntyre Imaging. And we've got a tie game at 49, and a timeout's going to be taken here by Roncalli. 49 all, 6:24 to go, and you're watching it all right here on Indiana SRN.
Bertner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment, whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
All here at Warrior Fieldhouse here on Indiana SRN. 6:24 to play here in the contest. This was the steal and the layup earlier.
Again, they got Asher out far away from the basket with the ball in his hands. That's not what you want if your coach wants, and it cost him.
And we've seen that a couple times. That's been forced into turnovers by Covenant Christian. Asher with the basketball in his hands away from the hoop.
That plays into what Covenant wants to do with the quick hands on defense they've got.
Denny inbound on the sideline for the Rebels.
It looks like Stroud's in now for Asher.
Brunk drives, drops it off to Stroud. Stroud puts it up, no good, but a foul. That's going to go against Hedrick, I believe. Yes, it will, but that's just the first on Hedrick.
I'll tell you what, and I'm not knocking Asher, but Stroud, he got the ball and went strong to the cup, which is what I think that what Coach wants wanted.
Free throw for Stroud is good. First point of the night for Alex Stroud, 6'5" junior for Roncalli.
The lefty.
Second one for Stroud. That one pure as well.
4 points all on free throws for Roncalli this quarter.
The Rebels now with the 2-point advantage. Schurig over to Fulbright. Fulbright top of the key to Flat. Flat moving with the basketball, looking to drive. Gets it out to Schurig. Schurig on the drive, and an offensive foul is going to go against Schurig.
Boy, again, that contact, that interesting contact. If it's away from the basket, they're almost always going to call it, Thad.
Just under 6 minutes to go now in our McIntyre Imaging fourth quarter. 51-49, Roncalli with the lead.
Well, their switching has been
on the drive. Floater, no good. Rebounded by Schurig. Schurig finally gets it away to Bradley as he falls down. Bradley pulls it out, now gets it over to Schurig. Schurig over to Hedrick. Hedrick's been quiet since that second quarter. Not anymore. Hoop and the foul for Noah Hedrick.
Great job going strong to the bucket. Going to get the N1 opportunity. Didn't mean to talk over you, but what I was trying to say was Covenant has done a fantastic job switching on defense to keep the pressure on Roncalli.
Tie game now at 51. Hedrick with a free throw coming. That foul went against Looney. I have that as his third. The scoreboard has it as his fourth, so we're going to have to check on that.
Oh, got to make those.
Hedrick misses the free throw, and it's going to be out of bounds to Roncalli.
That's Hedrick's first point since his big second quarter.
We'll see if that gets Noah Hedrick back into the offensive flow. Tie game once again. Now Brunk's going to bring it up. Here comes the second defender at him. The ball or the pass was tipped. McGinsey gets it into the corner to Donahue. Now back to McGinsey. He's going to pull a three. That's short and no good. Here comes Hedrick. Hedrick dishes it over to Flat. Stop and pop for three. Short, no good. McGinsey with the board.
Here we go again.
McGinsey pushes it up to Denny. Denny's been hot. Into the paint. Kicks it out Donahue. Donahue back to Brunk, and Brunk slows it down.
Great recovery defense there by Covenant to prevent the three-pointer.
Under 5 to play. Tie game here at Warrior Fieldhouse at Covenant Christian High School. Whistle and a foul away from the ball. And I'm not sure. I think that's McGinsey they're going to get on a down screen.
Wow.
That is going to go against McGinsey. That's going to be his second.
There's the and one bucket there from Hedrick. Took it strong amongst three guys. Need to knock that free throw down, though.
Schurig swings it out to Flat. Flat working against Denny. He's got it in between the circles now. Flat swings it over to Hedrick. Hedrick's guarded out front there by McGinty. Hedrick drives with the left hand, and it's going to be a double dribble.
Oh, man.
Unforced turnover there for Hedrick. Going to get it right back over to Roncalli.
That's a tough one, but good call.
Brunk guarded in the backcourt here by Bradley. He's going to bring it up the sideline. Here comes the second defender again. Now McGinty swings it to Denny. Denny on the drive, pulls it back out. Stolen away by Schurig. Schurig ahead to Hedrick. Hedrick takes it up, and no good. Rebound is loose. McGinty's got it. He had it stripped. Now he picks it up. Over to Brunk.
Boy.
Brunk looked at a three, didn't take it. Now back to Denny. Denny on the drive, into the paint. Runs over the defender. Offensive foul.
That's his fourth. Boy, Coach Flat was screaming for contact down there on the other end, and Denny just went too strong. Great job taking the charge there. That's his fourth.
4 on Denny. I have Looney with 3. The scoreboard has Looney with 4. That could be 2 Rebels with 4 fouls here late in the contest.
And 2 of their bigger guys that they're really the ball handlers for Roncalli. You don't want Brunk is a big one too, but boy, Denny is the one you really got to worry about because he's been their leading scorer.
And both teams now 4:04 to play. Both teams in the double bonus the rest of the way here, so it could be a free throw shooting contest here the final 4 minutes.
For those of you that don't know what that means they get 2 shots every time, not 1 in the bonus.
Fulbright's got it on the left wing now for the Warriors. Picks up after 1 dribble, now to Bradley. Bradley out to Flat. Flat back to Bradley. They're looking down low. They get it to Schurig, posted up against Brunk. A shot fake, kicks it in the corner. Fulbright for 3, no good. Rebound tipped up, no good. He's got it back. Bradley puts it in, and he's fouled.
What a rebounding display there by the Warriors.
What size disadvantage down there, Sean? You go after that offensive board.
Boy, Ben Bradley, 6-foot sophomore. He got the tip the first time, as you'll see, after the missed 3. There's the tip. It became strong with the contact, and it went down.
3-point play there for Bradley, and a 3-point lead now for Covenant Christian. Brunk trapped in the backcourt. Timeout called by Roncalli. 3:32 to go. A 3-point advantage here for Covenant Christian after the 3-point play by Ben Bradley.
Hello, my name is Sean Kroll, and I've been a part of the Indiana SRN family for the last 9 years. Last year, we streamed a record 326 sporting events around Central Indiana. All the other guys broadcast basketball and football, but we at Indiana SRN also air volleyball, softball, baseball, and even golf. But we need your help. To continue our mission, please help us by contacting Coach at indianasrn.org. Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
3:32 to play here at Covenant Christian High School, and the Warriors with a 3-point lead over Roncalli, and this has been an entertaining contest tonight, Sean.
I'll tell you what, if you're looking for, and I'm not using this in a derogatory fashion, cheap, good entertainment, high school sports is where it's at, because this is a fantastic basketball game. The crowd's been going crazy. It doesn't get much better than this.
Why do you have to pay so much money to go check out a college team or a pro team? Be a fan.
Or a movie where they're making millions of dollars.
I know. Why don't you just come to your local gym?
Yes. Like in Shakamak, maybe.
Oh, man. Phew, don't get me started. Lakers took one on the chin last night at Bloomfield, conference foe in the SWIAC. They got to bounce back tonight against the Sullivan Golden Arrows. We'll see if they can get it done.
Nobody would know about my Grey Ghosts because they're in Illinois.
3.5 to go. Brunk's got it for Roncalli, brings it across midcourt. Gonna hand it off to Donahue. Donahue now over to Denny. Denny throws it right to McGinty. Now back to Donahue. Donahue, a deep 3 from the left wing. That's short and no good, and a rebound by Schurig. Schurig's gonna push it up here for Covenant. Schurig into the paint. He scoops it up with the left hand. Gets the roll.
Wow. Tough shot there. Got it to go. Oh, steal by Flat.
And a turnover. Flat's got the steal, takes it up, and an offensive foul.
Wow, that's 4. I've been surprised with the minutes McGinsey's been getting here in the second half.
McGinsey playing well on the defensive end for Roncalli.
Coach Flatt better watch or he may get teed up too.
Just as you say that, McGinsey's going to go out. Looney's back into the contest for Roncalli. Chinkamba back in for Covenant as Flatt checks out.
How long do you wait with Trey to bring him back in?
You got to see, Chikamba's been good offensively, but we'll wait and see. Flatt a better ball handler, however. Under 3 to play. 5-point lead for Covenant. There's Denny on the drive off the glass, and he puts it in.
Man. What a shot going up against a double team high off the glass.
3-point lead now for Covenant. Chinkamba on the drive. He's going to wave the shot off. They're going to call a foul on the floor. Doesn't matter. He's still going to get free throws. That foul should go against Donahue.
You see here, look at that high off the glass against 2, up over Fulbright. Great job by Denny. He's been unbelievable the second half.
That foul did go against Donahue. That's the second on Donahue. Chinkamba will go to the free throw, and he's 2 for 2 on the night. The 2 that he made previously were after the technical call against Roncalli head coach Michael Wantz.
See what Chinkamba does here.
Free throw all net. He hasn't hit the rim on one of these free throws yet.
He's got a nice stroke.
4-point advantage now for the Warriors. Second free throw coming here for Gus Chinkamba.
Remember, he had 13 big points against Bethesda off the bench.
That one is good as well. 2 for 2 on the trip. Lead back up to 5 for Covenant Christian. They inbound to Brunk. Does Roncalli, and Brunk's going to bring it up.
Rebels need a bucket here.
Brunk out front, gets it over to Asher. Asher on the move, drops it off to Looney. Looney takes some contact, and then he scores.
Woo, I thought that was close to a walk there, but what do we got
here? Whistle here. I think it's going to be a delay of game warning against Roncalli. Looney scored the bucket, and as the ball came through the net, he grabbed it and then threw it out of bounds. Didn't throw it, but he set it out of bounds. You're not allowed to take the ball out of the net as the offensive player. So just a warning here for Looney and the Rebels.
Oh, Flatt's back in. He wasn't out for very long.
Chinkamba stays in. He's in the far right corner here as Schurig's going to bring it up for Covenant.
I think he replaced Fulbright.
Basically 5 guards on the floor now for Covenant Christian. You can say Hedrick is a forward, I suppose. Now Flatt on the drive, into the paint, kicks it in the corner. Chinkamba for 3. That's no good. Rebounded by Brunk. Here come the Rebels. A chance to tie it with a 3.
I don't understand that. You've been pressuring and forcing the basketball all night, and then you pull the air out of the ball.
Timeout taken here by Roncalli. They're going to take a 30-second timeout. 58-55, 145 or 154 to go here on Indiana SRN.
Your home and office make up a big part of your world. Sometimes trying to manage it all on your own can make you feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders. And when the weight of the world is on your shoulders, you need a strong back or two to come to your rescue and haul your stress away. You need the College Hunks. Whether it's time to clear some space for new memories, to reinvent the room around you, or to simply pack up and move into a fresh new beginning, you can count on the Hunks to bear your burden so you don't have to. Let us move you today.
1:54 to play. Covenant Christian 58, Roncalli 55. Rebels coming out of a timeout with the basketball, Sean.
It's going to be interesting here. You know, Covenant kind of took the air out of the ball in that last possession, got one shot. Roncalli with the rebound. It's only a one-possession game still, so you've got plenty of time to do what you want to do offensively.
They get it into Brunk once again, the sophomore point guard here for the Rebels. Hands it off to Denny. Denny's been hot here in the second half. Denny on the drive, into the paint, and scoops and scores.
Man alive, he cannot miss in the second half.
Lead down to 1. And now a timeout's going to be taken here by head coach Scott Flatt for Covenant Christian.
He's substituting offense for defense because he wants Trey Flatt off the floor so he doesn't foul out, and then substitutes him in when they get the ball back offensively.
And I believe unofficially that's only the second timeout that Covenant has called. They should have 3 timeouts remaining, whereas Roncalli would just 2. All right, Sean, let's get it set. We've got 1:39 to go, 58-57, Covenant with the lead. Here's the replay on the bucket by Jacob Denny.
Watch him work around. I mean, because you look, he tried to work around the defender, did Schurig, but great job by Denny to get it up and off the glass. He's got to watch out, though, because he's got 4 fouls. Got to stay in control of your body.
It's pretty solid defense there by Schurig, and then Hedrick coming over late, but a better offensive move there by Denny. All right, if you're head coach Flatt here, you're up 1:39 to play. You have the basketball. What do you do?
I'm still not sure how I feel about them, spreading it out in that last one. I get what they're trying to do. Let Trey Flatt work the basketball, find a lane, kick it out for the shooter. Chikamba didn't get it to fall. If you do that again, I think you would rather have Schurig or Hedrick take that shot. No diss against Chikamba. You want those guys shooting the basketball because they shot it well tonight.
I know I've been talking to you about 4 years ago on this weekend. We did a buzzer beater. 2 years ago I was here when Gus Chinkamba was a freshman, and he hit a buzzer beater that night from the right corner, or from the right wing right here at the horn. So we've got some mojo working in our favor tonight, Sean.
I'll take it.
Trey Flatt, the sophomore point guard for Covenant's going to bring it up. He's working against Denny. Gets it over to Modlin, who's checked into the game. 90 seconds to go. 1 point advantage here for Covenant Christian. Modlin's close to 5 seconds, and a timeout's going to be called here by Flatt. I don't think Coach Flatt wanted to use a timeout right there, but Modlin didn't get rid of the basketball.
Yeah, you cannot risk losing that on the 5-second call, so you take that timeout. It's a full timeout, but you don't want to risk turning the ball over, especially with the 1 point lead.
So same situation here for the Warriors. Now just 1:22 to go, however. Still a 1 point advantage with the basketball.
Let me ask you now to put your coach's head on. If you're Roncalli, what are you trying to do here defensively to hold them to one shot and get a chance to get the ball back?
It's still early, per se, with 1:22 to go and you're only down 1. I think Coach Wantz is going to play straight up man-to-man, maybe go for a steal or maybe force them into a hurried shot, and then wait until you're under maybe about 50 seconds to go if they hold the ball that long, and then look to trap or possibly foul at that point.
I'm really, really impressed with the way Covenant's played after being off for 11 days. The last time they played was November 20th, whereas Roncalli played last night. Boy, this game is everything we could have asked for and more.
And you got to think about this. It's early in the season. It's only December the 1st. But with just 5 teams in the Circle City Conference, this game is huge to start out the conference slate for Covenant, and game number 2 for Roncalli. They won last night against Guerin Catholic, so they're 1-0 in the standings. But Covenant, you win tonight. You start 1-0 against one of the big dogs in the conference.
Yes.
Pretty good start if you're the Warriors.
And a 4A school.
Long way to go there. 1:22. Flatt's got it. Nearly lost it. Stripped away from behind, and it's loose on the floor. Flatt's got it. A whistle. And a foul is going to be called on the loose ball.
Who is that on?
I'm not sure. I think it might be Denny, and that's going to be his 5th. That is going to be against Jacob Denny.
Wow.
He has been the offense here in the second half for Roncalli, and Jacob Denny just fouled out.
Oh, my goodness. And he is exasperated at the fact that he just fouled out. So Trey Flatt now 2 big free throws, 1:17 to go. And Denny is just livid.
27 points tonight for Jacob Denny, 21 of those here in the second half, and he is now out of the game with 1:17 to play. Trey Flatt to the free throw line for 2 here for Covenant Christian. They have a 1 point lead.
You need both of these free throws, because then only a 3-pointer can tie you. You want to try and get it to 2 possessions, but at most you want it to be 3.
Flatt 1 for 2 on the night. He missed his first attempt, made his second. That was in the third quarter. First one is long, doesn't get the roll, no good.
Oh, that's huge. Only 4 points in the night for Trey Flatt.
Ben Bradley checks back in for Covenant. Coming in for Roncalli is Spearing. He's going to come in for McGinsey. Spearing, a better perimeter shooter than McGinsey.
Probably a better free throw shooter as well.
Second one for Flatt. That one good. So he goes 1 for 2 on the trip. Now a 2 point lead for Covenant.
Here's your offense for defense.
Fulbright comes in there for Flat after the made free throw. Full court pressure here from Covenant. Looney's going to inbound. Gets it into Brunk. Now it's just man-to-man with Bradley on Brunk. No trap coming. Brunk brings it across midcourt. Hands it off to Donahue. Donahue over to Spearing. Spearing now over to Brunk. They get it down low to Asher. Asher moving. A little jump hook in the paint. No good. Rebound is loose. It's taken in by Fulbright. Now a jump ball is going to be called. Possession arrow is over to Covenant.
Boy, that was a quick jump ball call. It really was.
Under a minute to go now, 58.3. Subs back into the game. Modlin comes in. Trey Flat, Gus Chinkamba for Covenant. McGinsey comes back in for defensive purposes here for Roncalli.
And who do you want handling the basketball? Flat has been 2 for 4 from the free throw line tonight. Is Trey the guy that you want to handle the basketball here, or maybe Gus Chinkamba?
Chinkamba's 4 for 4 from the stripe. Official cleaning up some, or wiping up some perspiration there underneath the hoop. It's going to be Schurig to inbound here. Full court pressure here from the Rebels. First time tonight they've really extended their defense.
Quite the delay here, cleaning up the floor.
Schurig to inbound. Gets it into Chinkamba. Chinkamba reverses to Schurig. Schurig going to move it up the sideline, gets it across. Now Chinkamba. Chinkamba on the drive, and they're going to whistle in for an offensive foul.
Oh, wow. Wow, there was minimal contact there. Wow.
Chinkamba aggressive with a 2-point lead and under a minute to go. And he's going to be punished for it here with an offensive foul call. And Roncalli is going to take over with the possession. 49.7 to go, trailing by 2. Asher comes back into the game, as does Spearing for Roncalli. Flat checks out of the game for Covenant, and now a whistle and a timeout is going to be taken by Coach Wantz.
Did he lower the shoulder? The jump stop was there. Did he lower the shoulder and initiate the contact there?
I think more importantly than that, especially if you're head coach Flat, I think maybe Chinkamba a little bit too aggressive right there with possession of the basketball late in the contest. All right, Jacob Denny has fouled out of the contest for Roncalli. Where do you go if you're head coach Michael Wantz?
I think you do what you did last time. You try and look to get Asher the basketball down low. Post him up in the blocks because of the height differential. Get that jump hook going again. Try and get a good solid possession. Because if he doesn't score, he's probably going to get to the line with the way the officiating has been tonight. The contact will get called down low by the basket. So that's what I would try and do. What would you try and do?
I think the other thing you do, I think you like to get the ball to Asher in the paint. You've got Spearing back into the contest as well, so you've got some shooters out there. So if it's not there immediately, make sure you get the basketball out of there to get yourself a nice shot.
Looney is someone who's played well tonight. We haven't heard from Donahue since the first quarter. Could he come up and hit a big shot here? It's winning time, Thad. It's 49.7 seconds to go. 2-point game. Who's going to make the play to win this basketball game?
Do we have anyone with a number 31 on their jersey? with
Bo Cleary.
With Miller as a last name.
Yes.
All right, for Roncalli, they have the ball, as I mentioned, 49.7 to go. It's going to be Asher, Donahue, Spearing, Looney, and Brunk. Defensively for Covenant, it's Hedrick, Fulbright, Chimpanga. It will be
Fulbright, Bradley,
Schurig. And Schurig.
The Flojo, by the way, the Flojo Pacer uniforms.
They're going to get it into Brunk.
Here we go.
Throws it right to Spearing. Spearing working against Chinkamba. Now Donahue. Now throws it left to Brunk. Gets a screen. Brunk a pull-up from the free throw line. All net in a tie game.
One of the guys we didn't consider, but a nice jump shot from the stripe.
59 all. Under 30 seconds to play.
Is it going to come true, Thad?
Schurig on the drive, into the paint, swings it out to Bradley. 20 seconds to go, and now a timeout's going to be taken by Scott Flat. 19 seconds to go, and a tie game. This has been fun, Sean.
This has been incredibly fun. Again, if you don't like high school basketball, I'm not sure what to tell you.
I can't help you.
Yeah, we can't help you at all because this has been fantastic. I'm gonna flip the script and ask you, your coach Flat, what are you drawing up here?
I think you'd like to get Schurig top of the key, one-on-one, let him penetrate, and then hopefully he can either get to the rim himself or you find Flat, or you find Chinkamba, or you find a shooter out there with an open look. And I think if you're Covenant, you whittle this clock down till there's about 6 to 7 seconds, and then you go. No chance of a rebound and a long shot for Roncalli.
Brunk shot there right from the free throw line, knocked it down pure. I'll tell you what, I like Hedrick here. I really do. That may be a guy, too, that you try and spread it out, keep the ball in Trey Flatt's hands, drive to the bucket, dish out. I like to look for Hedrick, although Schurig has been great driving to the bucket himself.
And we'll see who comes out defensively here for Roncalli. So coming out the 5 for the Rebels, it's going to be Brunk, Looney, McGinzy, Donahue, and Asher. And then offensively for the Warriors, here they come out of the huddle. Looks like it'll be Hedrick, Flat, Modlin, and Schurig. Hey, you like tonight's game? I'm pretty sure you do. 59-all with 19 seconds to go. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page. You can check all the action out here on Indiana SRN all season long. Flat's got it. Gets it over to Schurig. Schurig in between the circles. Back to Flat. 10 seconds to go. Flat makes the move. He's going to pull up. 17-footer is short. Rebound is loose. Brunk saves it, and they're going to say he stepped on the baseline out of bounds with 4.2 seconds to go.
That helps. Now you got to get your best out of bounds play here. And this McIntyre fourth quarter has been fantastic. Stay tuned for the Aspen Creek Grill postgame show.
4.2 to play. Flat's going to trigger it in for Covenant. Tie game at 59. Box formation here for the Warriors. Flat's got it. They throw it into Schurig. 17-footer. Good! 2 seconds to go. Roncalli inbounds. Brunk couldn't get it away. Whistle. Game is over. Warriors win. Shot by Schurig wins it. 61-59. And the place is going bonkers here at Covenant Christian.
Boy, and then the timeouts is what you talked about because Roncalli did not have any left to call one there once the bucket went through. And boy, Brunk tried to get a foul there at the end, tried to get a foul call, no dice. Big bucket by Schurig. Reminded me of Richard Hamilton of UConn against Washington in the NCAA tournament a few years ago at the buzzer.
Flat inbounds from underneath the basket. They set a screen for Schurig, and he pops up to the free throw line, hits about a 16-footer, and it went down for Covenant Christian and the win.
Here it is, inbounds right between the three-point line. Boom, nails it.
Over top of Asher, the big man for Roncalli, and the winner for Covenant Christian, Cameron Schurig. With 2 seconds to go, the shot goes down, and the Warriors with the win. With that W, Covenant Christian goes to 2-0 on the season. Roncalli will fall to 1-2. More importantly for the Warriors, they will go to 1-0 in Circle City Conference play. Roncalli now falls to 1-1 in the conference slate with just 5 teams in the conference. An interesting development here already with Covenant pulling a slight upset here early in the season, and we're going to get it down to my partner, Sean Krall, here on the floor in just a moment. So there you have it. There's Sean on the floor. He's going to wait for head coach Flatt to come back out. Some highlights from earlier in the contest with Roncalli and Covenant Christian, where the Warriors come out with a 2-point win. Here you see Jonah Bronger to the rim. Nice take there. As we mentioned, the running back on the football team for Covenant Christian coming over and getting some work in on the hardwood here during the winter. Covenant Christian now, they will move on. They will be here on Wednesday night, and if you like tonight's action here from Warrior Fieldhouse, you can catch that also Wednesday night right here on Indiana SRN, a webcast. That'll be Wednesday night on December 5th for Roncalli. Their next contest will be at home on December the 7th. That's next Friday against Decatur Central. They will go back-to-back again next weekend. They go Friday at home against Decatur Central. On Saturday, they will be at Whiteland, a 7:30 tip there to take on the Whiteland Warriors. And now we're going to get it down to the court. And my partner tonight, Sean Krall, and head coach Scott Flatt.
We are here with Coach Flatt. Coach, huge win against a 4A program in Roncalli, conference opponent. That was unbelievable basketball.
It's exciting. I mean, from tip to finish. I mean, we had such a great start in that second quarter. Was able to get that lead, and we knew it was going to be a battle in the second half, and the kids stayed with it. They battled back, and we were able to withstand that run, and then just played some smart basketball down the stretch. Made a couple of mistakes mentally, but recovered, and we executed what we needed to execute right there at the end.
Defensively, you guys were fantastic all night long, as the pressure you put on them and the switching was fantastic, as you caused them into turnovers, and the pressure that you caused gave you easy buckets.
Yeah, we really believe in the full court pressure, whether it's trapping or just guarding full court with Cameron, Gus, Ben. All those guys did a great job, and that full court pressure wears on a team physically and mentally. We've got 11 guys that can go out there. Tonight we played 12 with Bo Cleary. And when you get that type of pressure on a team, their legs go, they can't shoot, and they begin to make mental mistakes.
All right, let's talk to the man of the hour here, Mr. Schurig. On that play, the inbounds play, what are you trying to do? Was that the way it was drawn up for you to get the ball there at the free throw line?
Not drawn up like that at all. I was supposed to screen. I screened him, and I heard them. I was going to bet that they both went to Sam, so I just popped open for the shot, and I had it.
And once you got it, you knew at the time that was left, you had to let it fly, right?
I let it go.
And once you let go of it, did it feel good?
Oh, yeah.
All right, there you have it, folks. Great job by Cameron Schurig and Coach Flatt. Let's send it back up to you, Thad, for more of the postgame.
Thank you, Sean. There he is. Cameron Schurig, the hero tonight for the Warriors, and head coach Scott Flatt meeting with Sean Crawl down on the floor. A huge victory here to open the season here in Circle City Conference play for Covenant Christian. As I mentioned, they go to 2-0, but 1-0 in conference play. Some highlights from tonight. That'll do it here tonight for us. Let's go through our stats here. We'll start with Covenant Christian. They were led in scoring by Noah Hedrick, 20 points, 13 for Cameron Schurig. He's the hero. 8 points off the bench from Gus Chinkamba, 5 apiece for Trey Flatt and Ben Bradley, and then 2 apiece for Bo Cleary, Jonah Bronger, Brock Buckley, and Graham Shelton, and 1 point tonight for Sam Fulbright. For Roncalli, 27 points from Jacob Denny, 21 of those in the second half. Only other Rebel in double figures was Aiden Looney with 10. 8 points for Anthony Donahue, all 8 coming in the first quarter. 6 points for Johnny Brunk, 5 for Daniel Asher, and then 2 apiece for Nick Spearing and for Alex Stroud. Scoring by quarter was 12-11. Roncalli after 1 at the break. 35-25, Covenant Christian with the lead after pouring in 24 points in the second quarter. Roncalli flipped the script on him in the third quarter, putting in 22. It was tied after 3 at 47. And then the final bucket, the deciding one for Cameron Schurig. Covenant Christian over Roncalli 14-12 in the fourth quarter, leading to a 61-59 victory. This is our Aspen Creek Grill post-game show. Make from scratch comfort fresh food. Aspen Creek Grill, 317-559-3300. Sean, an unbelievable game tonight with a great finish. You talked to the hero, Cameron Schurig, down there. Just a great game tonight.
I'm telling you what, if we have a game at the beginning of December, I think they want you and I on it now. We're now on with the last second shots. You know, Cameron Schurig said, as you heard him say, the play wasn't drawn for him, but when both guys sagged off him, he knew he had the open shot and he was going to drain it again. Great pressure there. You know, we're looking at the Shin Technology sixth man. Well, that's going to be a tough one. I think the player of the game, the impact player for Auto Express, might be pretty easy for us on that one. So I'll let you have that one.
Well, I'm going to go for the six-man award. You're going to give that to me?
Either one. You can take either
one.
one.
I'll take the six-man award.
Okay.
Our Shin Technology six-man tonight. I'm going to go with Gus Chinkamba off the bench. 8 points tonight for Covenant Christian. Very good handling the ball, and 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Shin Technology. Technology is about humans, not about machines. Contact them at 317-545-3650. And now for our Auto Express impact player, Sean.
You know, I'd love to go. I'll be honest with you. I'd love to go with Cameron Schurig with that. But without Jacob Denny in the third quarter, this isn't a game, and Roncalli got back into it and took the lead in the third quarter based off of what Jacob Denny did. So I'm going to go with Jacob Denny of Roncalli as our impact player.
Our impact player tonight, again, brought to us by Auto Express. Your car is more than a job. It's our passion. Auto Express, 317-897-1450. 3-8. All right, Sean, final thoughts from this huge Circle City Conference win for Covenant Christian.
Boy, what a fantastic game. This Covenant Christian squad, defensively, the switching, the pressure, making the big shots. This team's going to be something to reckon with in 2A if they can take a 4A squad like they did tonight.
And I think, like you mentioned during the telecast tonight or during the webcast, the defense for Covenant Christian this season through 2 games, what we saw tonight, really a step up and really a factor for this basketball team.
And North Putnam better watch out on December 5th because they're going to get it.
And remember, December 5th, that's Wednesday, we're going to be right back here at Warrior Fieldhouse with another webcast. So if you liked it tonight, make sure you go to indianasrn.org or check out our YouTube page and subscribe. And you can help us out. Hit that little donate button on there, and we'll bring you some more webcasts. We'll get you all set up with all the great hoops action here in Indiana.
And the beauty of the webcast is we can see the game winner again, and here it comes. The inbounds play to Cameron Schurig.
Schurig set the screen, then pops out. They sent 2 defenders at Fulbright, and Schurig knocks it down, and that's going to do it. The winner tonight from Warrior Fieldhouse and Covenant Christian prevails over Roncalli 61-59. For my partner, Sean Crawl, for Alex Stevens, for Jerry, for the crew here at Warrior Fieldhouse, a great game tonight. Make sure you join us again on Wednesday, another webcast here from Covenant Christian High School. I'm Thad Van Deventer. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. This is it, 61-59, Covenant with the victory here on Indiana SRN.
Yes, stop.